Okay, DJ Sister Stampede. Smoke Mike Boy. Okay, DJ.
Yo, you got.
I don't know. All right.
Nah, leave it. It's fine. It's cool.
Yeah,
It's
leave
cool.
it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
But you got to be on fire though with all that shit going on. You cannot be a dub with all that shit going on. That's a fact.
Too much pressure. I'm here. Too much pressure.
Indeed. We all here. DJ Hampton Stampede. We in the building. Q, what up? I thought, it's okay to wear sunglasses at night again?
If you inside and you got the right lighting.
So wait, if your lights is bright inside your house, sunglasses are authorized.
Hell yeah.
Now tell me about the green tint. Does it look green too?
Now this is more blue. These are Oakleys, so it's blue in the inside and then it looks blue on the outside, but very crisp.
It's green though.
No, okay.
It's definitely green.
Okay.
How's the week so far? I know it's Wednesday.
It's a week.
Yeah. Damn.
You know how that goes.
Yeah, I feel like it was a short week. Did y'all work on Monday? Anybody?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't actually.
No. Alex, I know you did.
I've been off since last week.
Yeah, the building is closed. Who the fuck funds these non-profit projects?
The government. It's the FQHC, Federally Qualified Health Center.
Yo, Eddie, you remember they had the ALS challenge with the ice bucket shit?
Yeah.
And then if you looked up where the money was allocated, less than 10% was going to the research.
Yeah, it's like Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, fuck Black Lives Matter.
Exactly.
Alex, and the same thing happening with y'all, ain't it?
Don't play us.
The age rate is going up.
Okay, but that's not because of us.
But every time y'all go out and come back, it go up a percentage point. What the fuck are y'all doing out there?
That's because people outside being unprotected, thinking they're untouchable. That's why.
You work for the same organization as the Issa Rae? What was that called?
Oh, no. This is not what we about. We are federally funded. Federally funded.
That's what's up. Isha, what's good? You done eating?
I am.
What you was eating?
Some macaroni and cheese and barbecue chicken.
Oh, I see you battling with Alex to be the closest. Alex, don't let him get ripped up.
Don't look that close.
Let me see.
Terrence, you back, man. What up, though?
What up?
I see you fix everything, the lighting, the sound, the delay. What you do?
Switch shit.
You move, nigga. That's what you had to do. So many issues you had.
If you knew how expensive, well, now all of y'all up north, so
yeah, we know.
Rent. That's be a motherfucker.
Indeed, Mary was good.
Yo, what's up?
Well, you got your hair tied up.
Because this releases the pressure, my head felt tight. So like when I put like something on it, it kind of like takes the tension off.
Bruh. What? You got your hair done again?
Huh?
You got your hair redone?
No, you could redo some of them. You don't have to redo the whole, like all of them. You can do a touch up.
What you mean?
Like you take it out and just kind of like gel it down a little bit and put the shit back on there.
That's that new growth. That's what they call it, the new growth.
Oh.
You do that. Retouch the outside, so you ain't got to worry up most of the time. So I don't really got to worry about the shit inside.
That's what's up. Asia, where you going?
What do you mean, where am I going?
Your hair's braided. You obviously must be going on a trip.
I'm not. I'm just living my life.
Got the shoulder out and everything. I see you.
Represent love, like I always represent love.
But you got your shoulders. You think you Janet Jackson?
Got the shoulder out.
I mean, that's what grown women do. What? I worked on them. I'm gonna show them.
As much as you were talking last week, we know you see.
Those are pull my hair braids. Those are. I've seen those before.
That dominatrix hair.
Yo, ever since, so what you think? She was influenced by what Mary told her? Oh no, Nay told her last week how she was a dominatrix.
The dominatrix, she did say that. I took some notes. I'll take notes. I have my notepad out.
Women like to be spanked, man. Come on now.
And spanked a little bit too.
See?
Man, here you go. Here you go. Mr. White, what's good?
Yo, I already talked, yo.
I know, but them glasses. What's up with
My
you?
joint's thick. Chill, my boy.
I was thinking they look real thick. Sorry.
Yeah, man. It's
That's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. I left my contacts at work and I was about to go get it. And the wife was like, nah, stay home, babe. That's how you submit one to another. You know what I'm saying? I could listen to stuff like that.
Oh, men.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Now too. I like it. Come on here, Mr.
Yeah,
White.
you got to.
He
You know
just
what I'm
got
saying?
married. He a whole new man now.
You got
Try
it.
to.
Adrian, stop talking. Stop
Try to.
talking.
He
Yeah,
speaks
absolutely.
wisdom. He speaks wisdom for
Stop
the fellas.
Hey,
talking.
that's men's problem. They don't know how to submit to their wives, man. The world would be a better place if they would just submit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, if you don't get out of that bullshit.
Like that. He can stay back there. Sis, what's good?
I'm good. I'm here.
You all right? God damn.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. I'm here.
Damn. All right, man. Do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. This is Might Be Risky. We here. I like it. So I was watching back a few episodes and I realized that when I play the videos for context, we get focused on the video and what was said exactly in that video. So what we're gonna do today, I'm gonna pose the questions and then we're gonna answer them as we see fit. All right. See how that works. I might add a little bit of commentary before we go into it. All right. First topic. So this one is actually good. So I asked my wife a couple of questions, 3 questions. I asked her, what was her favorite football team? She said the 49ers. I asked her, does she eat pork? She said no. I asked her, what tribe does she come from? She said Benjamin. I said, did any of those things exist before you met me? She said no. Were any of those things true or did they exist, right? She said no. So the question is, should a woman assimilate to her man? Should a woman assimilate to her man?
So
wait, let it brew first. I know you just want to say words. Let it marinate a little bit. Let me see who actually processing info. Eddie and Love are not processing. I know them.
Don't take me long.
It don't take you long. That's true. Alex, what you think?
How you know I wasn't processing still?
Well, you know you ain't the sharpest, but I like.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know. I don't know if it's that you should, but I think you do unintentionally.
Break that down.
So using the example that you gave for your wife, right? I don't watch football. I don't understand it. But if I had to say, what is your team? What team does your family cheer for? I would say the Dolphins, right? Because that's what my husband likes. I guess I would follow, if I'm looking at the order of things, like it's what my husband wants, but I don't necessarily think that I did it on purpose. Like I just kind of fell in line with it. It's like, okay, I guess if that's what we do, that's what we do.
Yeah, it doesn't. I guess the path for how you get to somewhere matters, but you got there nonetheless, huh?
Yes, but it wasn't a conscious effort. It just happened.
Okay, so you think it does and should happen?
Should makes it seem like there isn't an option.
No, I said should, not must.
But should is kind of, you should do this. You should be polite. You should do that. Like, it's the proper thing to do. And I can't agree with that.
Okay.
I don't think you should. I just think it happens. You have the choice. It's nothing that is necessarily life altering to me. So because of that, it was an easy decision to flow and just kind of be like, okay, well, if that's what we're doing, I'm going with the flow on this particular matter.
What if there are some things like politics or religion that are not so easy, like football team?
Well, no, that's different. It's very different from me. However, we happen to be on the same page.
Okay. All right, cool. Eddie, what you think?
Pardon. I think you should. I think as a woman, under the guise of cleaving to your man and all that good stuff, right? If your man is an intelligent man, if your man is a leader and you see those qualities and he's educating you on things, yeah, why not? That seems a natural route. Like, if you're going to be around me often and I'm going to open your mind, your heart, and everything else into learning new things, yeah, that's easy. If your man is a dumbass, that's a whole different conversation.
Okay. What you think, love?
Hey, yeah, hold on, wait. That's why these women don't be agreeing, because they be messing with them weak men, yo. Eddie hit it right on the head. If y'all leave them weak men alone, it wouldn't be an issue for you to fall in line with them, to align with him, if you could trust their judgment. But y'all be picking poorly, man. You know what I'm saying? My bad. Go ahead, love.
Because I want to touch on that, but I won't, because you trying to say something, I'm trying to open the door up. But I'm going to touch on this first. I think that there could pose a problem for a woman to do that, a wife to do that, to assimilate to her husband's ideals. And you said football team, and then you said religion. So I think there's a potential problem with that, because as a woman, you should have your own identity. We do have our own identity. And so what do you do with your own identity when you get married? I don't think that you should, put your identity away or not be who you really are, because that's when a resentment can pile up and come on. And I think that, there are certain things as people evolve, how you see life and how you see yourself and how you see the world evolves and changes. And so if it's expected, or thinking that a woman should assimilate to her husband, what if he doesn't evolve? She shouldn't stay stagnant. And so I think that assimilating to a man would be a disservice to a woman, because she is her own being before she met this man. Now she can take on, well, naturally, you're going to take on parts of each other. That's just natural. He's going to take some things on of hers. She's going to take some things on of his. That's natural. But a full assimilation or disregarding your identity, nah, son, that ain't the way to go.
You think they should not
assimilate? No. Now, appreciate? Yes. I can appreciate that the 49ers on your team, but I'm a Steelers fan, ride or die. Well, today I die. I'm a Steelers fan. I don't care what my husband, what he likes as far as football team goes. Religion, that is something that needs to be discussed in the beginning, because that could be someone's deal breaker. And so if you are not the same religion, that could break up a home, honestly, because depending on if you're a zealot, and I may not be a zealot, or I may become a zealot in different religions. I found my own path. That could be a deal breaker, because that's your identity of who you are and how you see life, how you see the world. And that could be an issue. So if she really can't, because she has a real belief, a strong belief, and we'll just say Hinduism, and he's a Christian, She may have started off as I don't really care, but then as she's gone along her path, she may become a Hindu and go along with that religion. That could be a deal breaker because they're very stark. And if that's what I identify as, it could be an issue.
So you're gonna have a different football team in the house
all day. If he doesn't like Steelers, that's just too bad. I'm gonna root for my team. And I talk trash.
How many castles have you seen with a bunch of different flags raised?
A lot. And the reason why, listen,
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
There are castles. There are castles because when you join families, Hamp, have you not read history?
Still under one banner. It's still under one banner.
There are still. The question was, how many castles have you seen with many flags? If you go inside the castle, there are flags there.
This is why men conquer and women don't. This is.
That sounds great. Like you gotta be. Come on, man. You know, in the castle, one flag is raised.
One flag. When you marry into that family, only one banner rises.
Okay, that is the family flag, but you have to acknowledge there are different flags within the castle. You said
no. I said in the what flag is raised? It's one flag.
Yeah, raised outside the castle, yes, but inside the castle, I've been to castles. Have you?
You've seen Game of Thrones too.
I sure have. I sure have. And when I love Game of Thrones. Do you not understand that different families marry into each other for strategic purposes, political purposes? I said
the flag that's raised. The House of Targaryen is the House of Targaryen, bro.
I agree with you on that. However, there was also within the house. Wow. Game of Thrones is mythical. Go into a castle in Scotland. Go into a castle in England. Go into a castle in Portugal, which I have gone into. They have different flags inside the house. Raised, yes, there is one flag raised on the outside. However, inside that house, there are different. But I'm giving you context and clarity because
there's not context to that.
There are other flags inside the house in the castle.
Asian, don't let him gaslight you.
Thank you.
That wasn't even gaslighting, Q. That was a dead ass easy ass question.
I hate that term. I hate that term with a passion. Gaslight.
Q, I think she just learned that a couple weeks ago. She wasn't using that 6 months ago.
Because y'all do it. Because y'all do it. Y'all gaslight.
That is not a gaslight to say how many flags are raised in a castle.
You took her somewhere else about some fucking castles.
Nobody took her there. What?
But that's a horrible example.
So what's the definition?
We're just saying like banner. Like castles have one banner. Even like hyphenated names. I feel like men that submit to that are bugging the fuck out.
A feminist. You might as well wear your panties. Let me take your name.
Because my name is hyphenated and we're not gonna do that.
No, we're not doing that.
We're not gonna do that at all.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of
here. Yeah, tell him, give him the link.
No, why he agree? Why he agree to that?
Why he agree to that? Damn.
What you mean? Why did he agree?
Because it's a partnership.
It's a partnership. It's my name. When I went ahead and I earned my degrees, I earned it as Macintosh. There's that. So that is
why changing the degrees.
That is why I have
get another degree and add his name.
If I should get another degree, then that's a different story. But in this moment in time, when I earned both of my degrees, I wasn't married. It was
madness. Blood clot
madness. Totally different.
Don't do that.
Madness. This type of privilege only exists in a first world country.
I don't say both last names. And in Hispanic cultures, they have both last names. So what are you talking about?
No, we do not. No, we do not.
In Hispanic cultures, they have their mother and their father's last name. There are a lot of cultures like that. What are you speaking? What are you talking about?
No, we do not.
Yes, they do.
That's cap. I don't know why.
Yo soy latino. ¿Cómo vas a decir a mí? Yo soy latino. Tú estás loca.
Yeah, no, I don't give a fuck how Dominican you are. That's cap. The fuck is you talking
the
about?
racism is ridiculous. How you just assume I'm from DR? I'm not from DR.
You said you was Dominican, my nigga.
No, I did not. Not once. Are you gaslighting me, my nigga?
No. You want to run the tape back. So
I never said I was Dominican, ever.
What? So he's sitting right there. He's not Dominican. He's sitting there.
Okay, so he never said that on any
No, not once.
And y'all gonna stand on that.
He's not Dominican.
Can a black man who's speaking to you tell you where he's from? I know what my birth certificate says.
He's right
there. But then so you capped.
I didn't cap anything.
Find the episode and put it in the group chat. I'm not lying. You said that.
Wow.
No, it's not fucking wild. That's cap.
It is wild.
Right on that episode, and so now
Whoever's watching this is a great example of black men not being listened to.
So Eddie, you went from being
We are
from the
invisible in
Dominican
this
Republic,
society, even
having
to
a
our own
Dominican
women.
father, to December 28th.
This woman
now
who
where the
has
fuck
never
you
seen
from?
my birth
Now
certificate
where
is
are you
telling me
from?
where I'm from.
I'm not. So you lied. So now tell me where you're from.
I'm not a liar, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm not
Okay,
a
so
man.
I'll send it to you.
I'm not a liar.
I'll send it to the group. We'll put you on blast.
I don't know what clip you're talking about where my black ass said I was from a country that I'm not from. With Dominican self-hating asses.
So where you from?
I'm from Honduras.
Okay, so that's different.
That
yes,
that's a completely different thing than what you said back
then. Yes, it's a one syllable versus two.
Even
Santo
with that
Domingo,
said,
Honduras.
There's no lies detected in what Alex said. No lies detected in what Alex said.
What did she say?
I think we should go to the next topic.
In Hispanic culture, they have two last names. Eddie said that's not true.
No, I was talking in regards to adopting the hyphen.
But you didn't say that. When she said what she said, you interjected very feminine-like and said what it wasn't.
Oh, wow. You're back to yourself. I'm so proud of you. You were doing great for the last couple of weeks, but I haven't gotten insulted by your nonsense in quite some time. But here you are. Oh, it's refreshing. Okay. It's refreshing. The same triggering bullshit from the past. I thought you had elevated, but you came right back down.
We're not gaslighting. No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. Deflecting. Come on, deflecting.
No, it's the same. I'm not deflecting. I was just re-identified in a matter of 2-3 minutes. I was just like, okay, and I'm the problem, and me correcting somebody is feminine. All right, man. I guess.
Go ahead, Eddie.
You're good on that?
No, I'm great.
All right. So, yeah, I think
I don't even know why y'all do that. Like, it's me. I don't know why y'all trying the bullshit. Like, come on.
Like, but the point of that was just saying, like, if you have a bunch of differences in a house, I don't know. Maybe it could be healthy. I'm just not so sold on that.
The problem is assimilate, and the problem is, should a woman assimilate to her man? And that's and the way the example, kind of how you put the context is like create another identity or be a different identity. And that's where the problem exists, because if that's not who you were,
what example? What example?
If a woman, for example, and this is really minor. If a woman likes a certain
no, you said I did some type of thing where she lost her identity.
Yeah, you said no. I you didn't. What you said was this: she's Benjamin, 49ers, and pork. Thank you. You said I'm not really sure if those things were true before she met me, but they're true now.
No, I know they weren't true.
Did you not say that in the beginning? I thought
I said they weren't true before she met me.
So they're true now, right?
Yeah, definitively. I didn't say I wasn't sure. They weren't true.
Okay, thank you. That's my point. So they weren't true now. So before she liked pork, she did not like the 49ers. She wasn't sure what her tribe was. Mm-hmm. When she married you, she decided, I'm going to take on the 49ers. I'm going to decide not to eat pork, and I'm going to be part of Benjamin. What if she really liked the Raiders? I don't know. She's just going to forsake the Raiders and become a 49ers fan. So her identity was a Raiders fan. She no longer wants to be a Raiders fan. She might like pork. She might have loved the good pork bacon. And she made a good pork thing. And she might have been part of the Reuben tribe. I don't know. But what I'm saying, those examples, she's no longer identifying as those things. She has left that identity and became this identity that totally aligns with yours. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So that's a loss of identity. That's a removal of a previous identity to a new identity. And what I'm saying is, if that was who she really was and wanted to be, and she no longer is that could be a problem, because down the line, resentment could occur. Take Sharnice out of it. I'm just saying, a woman, period, taking on a new identity, that could create resentment down the line, because she's trying to figure out this new role and who she is, this woman is, and what she likes. Now, do I really like the 49ers? They're a bum ass team. I really like Pittsburgh Steelers. They're a bomb team. They have 6 Super Bowl rings. They have an awesome coach. I'm not leaving those things, but I will for my man. That I just know when women take on things that they didn't like before and they do now for their man, that has caused issues.
Okay. What you think, T?
To say should, I don't think too many should. I do think, there are options. I agree with Love in some parts of saying that, you have your quote unquote identity. However, on the other hand, we also say, if you want to get into like, this biblical thing, first thing they say is he that finds a wife finds a good thing. Okay, then. Or if they say, the Bible does says about cleaving to your wife. So in a sense, she's kind of supposed to kind of cleave or, assimilate. So how you gonna say that? And then, when y'all got into that flag thing, like nobody said a goddamn thing when Philip married Elizabeth and he had to, submit all his shit. And it was the House of Windsor, right? So what's the difference if in one instance, in here, in American culture, it's the wife, cleaving to the husband. But hell, it's not like men don't do it. I mean, what's that chick name? Oh, we just talked about her. Elizabeth, or any other female that is in power. So nobody bitches about that. So why is it that everyone wants to get all sensitive and shit and say, well, this or this or this? No, man. How in the hell you want to hyphenate your name? You want to half your name, but you want all of my money.
Shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that.
Crown Royal time.
Oh shit, Mary, what's up? Look at Alex.
What's up?
Terrence, are you married?
What?
Are you married?
No.
Have you been married before?
No.
Oh, that proves that what's the point of that?
No, I just asked that because there's always people, and this is not shade or anything, who've never been married before that always speak about when I get my woman and when I get my wife, it's going to be this and it's going to be that. But until you're in that situation, I mean, it's just kind of. Okay.
But not
for marriage time.
But not once did I say that it's got to be, this particular way. I'm just, the only thing that I pulled out is points and facts. I mean, so when Elizabeth was married to Philip. The Bible does exist and it does have verses, even though they may be a little slighted and not actually accurately written. But
when you specifically spoke about money, what do you do when the woman comes to the relationship with her own money? Can she have her name hyphenated then?
I mean, I wouldn't marry a woman that didn't have money. Who wants to marry someone broke?
Well, you just said.
No, but I'm saying
you don't want my name, but you want my money. Why would she want your money if she has her own money? Is my point. So why can't she then have her name hyphenated?
No,
Eddie, don't try to jump in. I'm talking to Terrence.
Well, you're taking up marriage time first.
Eddie, don't do that. No, Eddie, let Terrence answer.
But Mary is grown, and Mary knows how to interject when she needs to. I'm asking Terrence a question, Eddie. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious too. Like, what if she got more money than you?
Right.
Yeah, like, we ain't gonna win. So just go ahead and take that L, bro.
That's my point. When people make up these scenarios and they've never lived that life. And again, I don't know you personally. I'm just saying it's always interesting to me when people make these points, but you've never experienced that happening. So I just want to know. Just curious.
Well, you can formulate an opinion on something.
Right.
But things change.
Answer the question.
You're actually
let him answer the question now. Stop coming in and let him answer.
Okay.
Go ahead, Terrence.
All right. Well, if a woman makes, are you saying more money than me or just Some money.
I want the truth.
Let's say that your money doesn't make a difference to her one way or another, right? So whether she's making the same amount of money as you or she's making more than you, what does it matter if she keeps her name?
Because she's my wife. I mean, all you're asking me is a battle of, at one point, it was a tradition of where if you were married, you took my full name or you took my last name.
Right.
And now, all of a sudden, it's now, I've reached this plateau or this point. Now I should have some say. It's not like I'm saying, it's not that I'm saying that, like it's where, okay, we're married and you do what I say, or we're married and it's my way or the highway. It's not like I'm saying we're married. Now all of a sudden you have to be a Steelers fan. It's just saying that, hey, this is the way that our tradition has brought us.
Right. And I understand that concept if we are just of traditionally, right? But you also added on the point of saying you don't want my last name, but you want my money, right? So you're adding in money into the mix of things, which is going back into
it could be anything.
Okay.
Because,
so
is it because I specifically said money?
Yes.
Is that why is it touched?
Yes, and because
What if he said protection?
To that point.
What if he said
Okay.
protection?
All right, hold on. So if someone broke into our home,
Boy, sweating.
and it's a noise downstairs, are you gonna because you're half and you're gonna get up and protect our family?
Y'all stressing this man away, Alex.
I'm sorry. I was just speaking.
Reading, Alex.
Money. I wanted to make sure I understood what he was saying. That's all. That's all.
Pointless. Man.
I think the right towel on the ring.
I think he was just saying, if you expect me to take care of the bills and you expect me to step up as a man and take care of business, then you should take my last name. I don't think he meant just only that. So focusing on that was, he's sweating now. But go ahead, Mary.
My bad.
Go ahead, Mary. Please.
Yo, y'all kill me.
I'm sweating.
An hour in yet.
What the fuck?
This show was spicy. But back to the question.
Yeah, what's happening?
I don't fucking know. It said I'm sweating and
I got 92 degrees in his house. He's sweating from his forehead and his neck. Alex.
I'm sorry, Terry. So I apologize.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Y'all chill. All right. Yo, man. T new, man. T fuck them niggas, man.
Yeah, chill, son.
You gonna see him have to change his shirt in a minute, boy.
Oh, fuck all that.
Yo, these niggas is wild. So what y'all think, man? Who else want to answer? Should a woman assimilate to her man?
I'm about to answer. All right, I'm about to answer. So I actually agree with Alex to an extent in certain things. Is it something that should happen? It shouldn't be anything that's mandatory. Now, my thing is, if those things were non-existent in my life prior me getting married, then of course I'm automatically going to take it all in. You know what I'm saying? So, which is fine. But there's certain things about me that I will stand on about me. And I honestly don't think men should want to change the person they're with either. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't assimilate to certain things, then it is what it is. Like the whole, you mentioned football and religion. Like I feel like those are two completely different things. I don't believe anybody should assimilate when it comes to religion. Because it just requires a lot of your work. You can be on two completely different scales of religion. If y'all don't find some kind of common ground, it is what it is. And was that really a religion you were following if you're so quick to give it up? Was that real to you if you're so quick to give it up for somebody else? But that whole football thing that, just anything that just wasn't non-existent before, I don't see why not. But I also do kind of agree to some men take on certain things from their wife as much as, wives take on certain things from their husband.
They do?
Yeah.
Like what?
My husband got a whole face skin routine right now. You think that came from him before? Hell no. Right. So,
Okay.
yeah. And I ride dirt bikes. So is that something that I would have did to fuck on my own? Absolutely not. Do I do it now? Hell yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Isha, what you think?
Well, I think the dating part, you discuss your non-negotiables, right? So while you're dating and he's telling you who he is and he's showing you who he is, you're looking to see if this is a man that I can follow, if this is a man that I can adapt to his values and things of that nature. So by the time he's your husband, he already knows what your non-negotiables are, and you already know what type of man he is. Religion is definitely discussed in a dating phase. I'm not dating somebody who does not have the same values that I have or the same religion that I have. Like, we're not equally yoked. So I do believe that a woman, like anyone in the same household, you guys kind of adapt to what each other like food and things of that nature. So if she cooking and if he's not eating pork and I'm not cooking two separate meals, so we're not eating pork. I'm cooking what we all can eat. Basically, that's what that is. And I'm gonna take my husband's last name. That's it. I'm not trying to keep Hall at all, because Hall is not paying these bills by herself no more. So that's that.
Damn, man. Damn, that's funny.
Hey, hold on. I got a question. So, Asia, when you get married, you hyphenating your name?
True story. I didn't change my last name when I got married the first time.
You said what?
I did not change my last name when I got married the first time. I'm subsequently divorced. I never changed my last name.
She was 1 foot in and 1 foot out. That's what
you was in double Dutch mode, man.
So no. Without getting too much information. So I did want to change it. He had a reason why he at that time me to change it immediately. And once you sat there and said, no, don't change it yet, it was for his son for his financial aid thing. And he felt like if I change my last name, then my income will be considered some bull crap. And so I said, oh, word? Okay, I won't change it. And I never did. So when it came back around, he wanted me to change it. I was like, hell no. Like, go to hell. I'm not changing my last name. You should have did it and said, okay, originally. That was back then when I was younger. Now at this grown age, where I changed my last name. Honestly, I'm on the fence about it because at first, when I was younger, I was like, yes, I am. But I've been Asia Dawson for all of my life. I don't know if I would. But that does not make me any less submissive to my husband, because I will be submissive to him.
Prove it.
I will in our everyday life. I will, because I can take your last name on and be the biggest rebel in the house. And I would be stupid, right? But just because I take your last name doesn't mean I'm submissive. But in my actual role and how I interact with him on a daily basis, I would be submissive. And we would have to understand what submissive meant. Submissive does not mean not have a voice. Because I'm always gonna have this. I'm always gonna talk. Always have this voice. So we have to talk about what submissive means. But I don't know if I'm changing my last name or not, honestly.
Right. So with that being said, you found this man. You love this man. He treats you the way you want to be treated, and it's important to him that you have his last name. And he's like, "Hey, if we're gonna go forward, you need to take my last name." Period.
See now that's where he messed up. Before you sat there and said we're gonna go forward, you actually go to my last name. If I love him. If the first part we sat there and said you love him and you want him, and we came to understanding, I would. But if you don't do it, we're not getting married.
But you wouldn't marry nobody you don't love, though. So why wouldn't the answer just?
Well, no. Like, he was everything I wanted, everything I dreamed of, everything I manifested. It's just like you can't force me to do anything. And I think honestly, Mr. White, that's the problem. Don't force me to do anything. Don't sit there and give me ultimatum. If you don't change your last name, we get married. We're not getting married. That's where he messed up at, because that's not going to stop there. That's going to bleed into other areas. And so my man would know, don't give me an ultimatum, because that's where things are going to go left. because I know I'm
So
wise enough to know it doesn't stay in that small, cute little box of just that. It's going to go into other areas. It's going to come up again. If you don't do this, then I'm not going to do that. I just don't do well ultimatums. But in the first part of your thing, I love him. He's everything I've ever wanted, and it really meant a lot to him. Baby, I will change my last name. I will not hyphenate it. It will be your last name without a hyphenation because it really means a lot to you, and I really love you. And that's how we're gonna do it. But if the ultimatum comes,
but I feel like at the same time, I feel like men don't realize how much it means to change your last name, though. Like men look at it as
we don't care.
Submissive when
We don't care.
this is who you've been your whole life.
We don't give a fuck.
And that's the problem. But you're right, Mary. I agree. That's a lot. That's
Blah,
a lot.
blah, blah. Yeah,
And that's what it is. Like it's just having an emotional, like Alex mentioned, you got degrees with your last name on it. Like stuff like that matters. It's like your career. Like that's what they've always known you by. That's what matters. With me, it's like I'm the youngest. There's only two of us that are my dad's kids. So everybody pretty much died, including my dad. So it's like I'm getting rid of the last piece of him that I have left. Like that shit is hard, and men look at it as you not being submissive or
that's the job,
hurting them. Right. When in reality, it's so much more emotional attachment to who you are.
That's the job, though. That's the job.
What job?
Good job. Okay.
You and your husband are one. It's one banner that's flying. See, this is what y'all do to y'all men that y'all don't understand.
Get them.
I didn't say nothing. Listen,
not you. I'm not saying you specifically. You don't got your mic in, so I can talk over you. It's easy. I told you to hook it up. Yo.
And I can speak real loud.
Look, though. Your man want to be proud. He want to feel good. Men are in these circles talking, and then this nigga walk in with all the hyphen, because niggas talk about shit like this. Yo, your name hyphenated? Nigga like, like that's what happens to niggas in real life. Like he want to be able to prop you up. Yeah, my wife did this, my wife did that, my wife cooked. Oh, they going on a girls trip. My wife ain't going. She don't go to the club. Like niggas be, but this people, men stack these type of things. Like they want to, and then they mans go like this. Damn, your wife she don't go out at night. Nah, she go to brunch and all that. But she don't be in the nightlife. Niggas be like, damn, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, men want to be able to stand on shit, and even the name now, like Kung Lao, right? Alex husband.
His name is Kung Lao.
I know, but I like Kung Lao better though. He know that by now. I like Kung Lao better. So, right, that's my man's. You feel me? Like I'm not, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna let any old nigga probably talk crazy to him, but I'm gonna laugh.
But the thing is, I think what you're not understanding is, to Mary's point, also there is an emotional attachment to my name, also, right? There's that piece. But I do not go and introduce myself with both last names.
That's true.
I am Mrs. Whatever my husband's last name. There's never a situation where I'm.
Can you say it?
I mean, I'm not going to. It's Ogunfolo.
I didn't know you know how to pronounce that shit. Okay.
It's phonetic. It's very easy. Don't think that. It's very easy. It's phonetic. But when I introduce myself, that is what I introduce myself as. If anyone should call me anything other, I'm like, no, excuse me. You address me as so-and-so, as my last name, preferred, whatever the case is. But I think just for me also, the professionals that I know, the women in my family, for example, my aunt is a lawyer, and she goes by both, and on her LinkedIn and everything like that, it is both last names. But when she introduces herself, my name is so-and-so, and it is her husband's last name. But it is a lot of paperwork that goes into also into something that people don't talk about and that I didn't realize in adding a name. And sometimes it's a lot easier to just add a name than to take something away. And that's something that I had to learn when I was going through the process. Like, dang, like I got to do all this. I got to do all of that. They don't have to change. Men don't have to change it.
They don't have to do nothing
at all.
Yeah, but hold on. But this is one thing too, I think women need to consider, right? With certain type of men that most women say they would want, leaders, providers, things like that. If you're telling me, oh, I want to keep my last name, that's pretty much saying I don't trust you enough to follow you. Y'all may not want to receive it that way, but that's how we will perceive it because you still want to hold on to something old. So if I'm telling you like, no, I'm willing to be responsible for you. I'm willing to do this and that because you have my name. and it matters, and you want to fight me on that, I'm gonna think, dang, why is it so hard for you to let go of who you are to come run into this vision that I have for us? And so I absolutely agree that women should assimilate to their man, right? Especially if you want him to grow in a leadership role. Because if you're fighting, going back and forth, going against the grain, now I'm trying to lead and I'm trying to fight you. But if you're aligned with me, now I can just focus on which way I'm going. Doesn't mean I'm gonna make the best decision every time, but if I know you with me, I'm gonna start making better decisions. I'm always gonna value what you say, but I know whatever decision that I decide and make for this family, you're with me. You're gonna ride with me. You see what I'm saying? So
I can ride with
hold
you though.
on. I need to get sis and Q in. That's all. So sis, you wanna comment on what Adrian said, or you want to answer the question?
I mean, it sounds good what Adrian's saying, and I think I'm at a point where I need to listen. So, so
What?
it
Look at that growth.
sounds good. So I think I could align, and those are slave names anyway. So I might as well take yours. And on top of that, there's enough of us to keep my last name going forever. So I could give it up. Assimilate though, that just means what? To take in and understand. I kind of looked it up. It just means to understand, take it in, digest it. So if in Hamp's example of Sharnice taking on being a 49ers fan, I'm sure it was an informed decision after a while, because if he don't know nothing else, he know football. So for in that example, and then if there is no religion that you're aligned with, and then your husband educates you, teaches you, and shows you this, why not take it in? Uh, if he loves you, he's not going to teach you or show you anything wrong. So those are just my thoughts.
Yeah, that's the point of it. The teaching, right? You're not forcing her, you're edifying her. That's a good point. Cue it up though.
Ain't shit. I think you gave some pretty trash ass examples, but I do think that when it comes to core values, she definitely should assimilate to her man, and especially in that leadership position. But to a lot of people's point on the panel, I don't think that would happen with everything, especially not something like a fucking football team. Like, if you fuck with whatever team you fuck with, that's your shit. Like, and they ain't got shit to do with castles and flags and none of that other bullshit you was talking about either. That's her team. She rock with her fucking team. Super Bowl Sunday, y'all wearing two different jerseys. That don't mean your household out of order. But when it comes to shit that she knows that you're the leader of your home, she understands the fucking hierarchy. It's gonna definitely make things a lot better for your household. And I think, it's something that even if you have children, they need to be able to see that. I think there's nothing worse than a woman who doesn't understand a hierarchy within a relationship and when to listen, because you could end up getting fucked up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, keep yourself safe. Be good and be great. That's it.
I think football is actually a great example.
I think it's a trash example.
The reason why is because they don't know shit about football. So then, if I start saying, "Listen, he got beat over the top because it was covered too, but he was looking at the post. He should have stayed on the hash." They have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, please don't do that. Please don't do that, Ham. I know football.
You see what I'm saying?
Don't do that.
You feel me? They know
I know
that he don't
football very
backpedal,
well.
and then if he does get the post, he got to backpedal on a 45 and then get on his horse and
I
flip his
played
hip.
football.
Motherfuckers don't even know what I'm talking about, but you want to stick with a team so bad.
I played football. First of all, I played football.
Put him in the fucking
I know
bedroom. Get him
football
out of
very
here.
well.
Adrian know what time it is. Last time he tried to tackle me, I almost killed that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that. Women know football. I know football. I'm a woman. Last time I checked, and I know football. So don't do that, Ham. And I played football before. So stop.
Whatever.
Stop. Don't do that.
I'm curious about this. Like, not your husband's name, boyfriend's name, but for the ladies that are married, your last name, is that your father's name?
It was.
Mary's, yeah.
My maiden last name is from my father.
Yeah.
What you making that face for?
I'm just curious.
What's the significance, though?
You're carrying a man's name, but we're not doing that. We got to hyphenate it.
But it's in regards to that.
love
Keep in mind, like this is the first. Keep in mind, like this is the first man in your life, like the first man to love you if you have that
But
relationship.
he's a man.
You're-
I mean,
but that's my. First of all, I do have my husband's last name. I don't have it hyphenated. So that was my reasoning behind
Is your middle name your last name, Mary? Is your middle name your last name now?
my middle name, my last name.
No, some women they change their middle name to their last name, their maiden last name.
No,
Okay.
no, I don't have Ebron is out of there. I don't have that
Yeah.
at all. But my point of it was, yes, I did change my last name because that was something important to my husband.
Yeah.
But I don't think that men really cater to the emotional standard of it for us women. Like Adrian said, it's being looked at as just, oh, am I not like big enough of a leader for you to take my last name, instead of kind of just like asking her. Because my husband did one day really ask me, like, what's taking you so long? Like, I want to say the whole 8 months I ain't have his last name. He called me the ops.
Yeah, you were.
where though? But that's new. It's a new age level of thinking that is hyphenated.
I don't think men really, and I think they should take the time to really understand what is having her to the point where it's hard for her to change. And not saying that she won't ever do it, but why is it taking some time? Or maybe why does she want to hyphenate it? Like a lot of times I don't think you guys care enough about how the woman feels in that aspect, even though you're supposed to be taking over and shit like that.
Yeah, I think we don't care, but maybe we should be more empathetic. I'll give you that. I didn't care. Take it too long, motherfucker, walking around in the house with the wrong name.
That's how my husband.
That's my man.
Telling the kids and shit like she ain't one of us.
I think
He was right though.
He was right. He dead ass right.
Shout out to P, man. What you about to say, Q, and then we'll transition.
No, I'm saying I think we gotta get Eddie on more episodes. Like he halfway focused tonight. Like he ain't peeling fish and shit like that. So it's like not really listening. Because if you
Shit
was
like that,
listening,
shit
ain't
like
no
that,
woman
shit
on
like
this
that,
panel,
shit like
you don't
that,
want to
shit
take
like
a man's name. She didn't say that. So you was kind of reaching with that question. Every woman on here expounded and explained very thoroughly what they meant. And I don't know what's going on, but next question.
Man, she got it out for Eddie, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Listen, man, we got mad people flowing in under the live. Please hit that like button for us. That helps the channel the most. You feel me? Definitely send us a super chat, super like, but it's free. Just hit the thumbs up for us. You know what I'm saying? That push us into more spaces, more spaces, more spaces. So we used to have like a lot of hangouts at my house, right? For various reasons, you know what I'm saying? Just drinking, any reason for people to come through. But when we look at the group, my friends are her friends. Even the females that she hangs out with or associate with are the wives or girlfriends of my friends. And then there were some people I knew from DJing. She met them, women, and now they her friends. But her friend group, there's a couple people, of course, you know what I'm saying? But our friend group is basically the same now. That's just an anecdotal example of what happened in my house, just to set the stage. So the question is, does a woman's friend group change once she's in a relationship? Does a woman's friend group change once she is in a relationship? Again, just to share this real quick for me, this is what we're assessing. Let's break this down. Because you heard the last discussion went 45 minutes. Y'all didn't even realize it. Because of how much impact that assimilation is, may or may not be necessary, but what it actually affects. Like Mary brought up a good point about, she the last of the Mohegans. You know what I'm saying? But she gave hers up for a righteous cause, in my opinion. Let me shout out to Mary. So, does a woman's friend group change once she's in a relationship? Sis, Mary.
Uh, Does it change? I think you add friends, but I don't know. My relationships haven't lasted more than 2 years.
Shit like that. Shit like that.
So,
Shit like
sis,
that.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a
2
question. Let's say you on some huggy bear shit with a nigga, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you friends with your exes still?
Most of them. Well, yeah, I keep in touch, I should say.
While you in a relationship?
Yes, but it's less.
Wow.
Okay.
I told you they don't last too long. So now, when he's out, I'm still got somebody to talk to. You
So
know.
you got a fallback plan.
Absolutely, yeah. All the way,
Jesus
all the
Christ.
time, always.
That
That's an
nigga-
issue. That's an issue. I know. I know.
That's definitely an issue. All right, mute, please fucking mute. Jesus Christ. Isha,
What up?
save sis, please. Does
I
a
think,
woman go ahead?
I think yeah, our friendships do change because, and I don't think it's always intentional. Sometimes you have that friend that's really, really single, and your man don't want you around her because she's too damn single. She's doing the most, right? Or there's those times where she feel like you change, so she fall back. So you lose a friend that way. I have a lot of friends that I used to talk to, guy friends, but they understand that once I get in a relationship, that has to stop, you know?
Word. So you
Shit like that.
so
Shit
you
like that.
cut your
Shit
guy
like that.
friends
Shit
off,
like
or
that.
it's like mutual, like, yo, you know what time it is.
Right. There's a respect thing, and it goes both ways because if they're in a relationship too, I'm not calling them.
Yeah.
I'm not hitting them up like that. If
Yeah.
he's in a relationship, let him be, kind of thing.
Okay. Mary, what you think?
Of course. I think a woman's friendship circle changes. I also think it should change. Especially if you're going from, being single to being married. I also feel like it's the value that the woman has in the relationship. Relationships I didn't care too much about. I stayed hanging around my single friends, acting a whole damn fool. So I didn't really care. But relationships I have value in, for instance, like, me being married, and what came up to that, a lot of that did, go away. I went from, having 1 kid to 4. So a lot of friends that I had that didn't have kids and couldn't relate to the home life, it was more so they were like, oh, every time I call you can't do nothing. You're always doing this or you're always doing that. And it was just, they just kind of faded away and don't talk to them at all. And then there's those friends that get jealous too. Like they want what you have. And it's kind of like, like I don't even want you around because I don't really know your intentions.
Word. Okay, that's good. Sidebar question, Mary.
Mhm.
Can men and women be friends?
Yes, I think it's necessary.
Okay, we'll chop that fable up another day.
Can't nobody be my husband friend. But
Word. I think there's something to that. Q, what you think?
I think that yes, their friendship circles do change when they're in a relationship. Kind of piggybacking off of what Mary said, I think that they should change as well. Me myself personally, I think when you are in a relationship, you should be friends with other people who are in relationships. Because what I've seen over the years is that typically single females tend to be very low vibrational because they don't deal with being alone very well, and it turns into loneliness and bitterness. So
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like
that's
that.
just me though. That is me.
Say that last part one more time.
Single females tend to be very low vibrational because they don't deal with being alone very well, and it turns to loneliness and bitterness.
Shit like that. Shit like
Hold
that.
on, wait. I got a quick question, y'all. I got a quick question. So didn't a few episodes back she said women who get married are low vibrational? Those are the ones we marry. So now we got single women and women who are getting married. They're all low vibration. So what does that leave? Is it just women who are just dating who are non-low vibrational? Or gay women? Like, what's the criteria to not be on a high vibration? I'm just asking for clarity.
No, that's cute. Do me a favor and put the two clips side by side and make it all make sense. Because that's two different
things. It doesn't make sense, but that's what you said. That's why everybody started laughing on the chat. You literally said the women that men are picking to marry are low vibrational. We can receipt that. Everybody up here remember you. Even your girl Asia, who's been supporting you. Go ahead and nod your head, Asia, because she said that. Go ahead and nod your head.
Yes,
she said men are. She said that, and now she's just saying single women are. So who's the high vibration woman? I just want that question to be answered next. Please tell me who the high vibrational women are. If it's not the women who are being picked to marry,
I'm not explaining shit to you because that was one statement with regards to the types of females that you guys were speaking to. So you're taking something I said out of context to make a point because you feel like, oh shit, I got Q. No, you still don't got me.
What did I take out of context?
Take that whole statement that I made on that episode with context to the episode and put it side by side with what I just said about single women as it relates to friendships. That's cute though.
Adrian, she gave me a whole nationality, man. Don't even worry about it, man.
It's because you niggas know I know my shit, yo.
Hey, yo, don't beat your him. Go chop that last episode up, yo.
Let's be clear. It's not the first time that the panel has laughed at something that I may have said and that I stood alone. I'm good with that. It's you who needs to be agreed with. Let's be clear on that.
What makes you think you need to be agreed with?
You get upset when you're not agreed with. We got mad clips. Q versus Adrian, A plus Adrian, whatever the fuck your name is on that week. Mad clips. You get
madness.
You are hilarious.
But
hilarious.
That's
you don't own nothing. Like you just go and just say and just flip like it's no self-reflection. No, yeah, well, damn, I did say it. No, nothing. You just.
But I know what I stand on it.
You don't because the context of the last conversation.
So there's no episodes with me being accountable? Not one.
I dare you to find it.
I need to find it. I need to find it. It
so
exists.
Hold on. Quick question. Because the thing is, you know what I noticed? You know what I noticed too? I'll ask you a question and you won't even answer the question. You'll just go into attack mode, right? I can sit here and ask you questions for clarity and you won't even answer the questions. So let's try that. I'm asking you questions for clarity. What was the context in which you said marry the women that men are picking to marry are low vibrational? What was the context?
The context was that you niggas was complaining about a certain type of women. It's no different than when you niggas be like, oh, y'all picking the wrong kind of men. But then y'all big up men in certain settings. But then in other settings, you got to say some real shit about a nigga. So it's no different.
So the type of women that men, because you clearly said the type of women that we were picking, because then after that I asked you, I said, so you all of the married friends that you have, you said not, what'd you say, 9 out of 10 something she said crazy. Where Eddie at? Somebody heard it. You was like 9 out of 10 of the women are low vibrational. That's exactly what you said. 9 out of yo, you about to make me find. Let me find the clip on the phone.
Make sure you have all your
answer this question. So answer this question. Who is high vibrational? What's a high vibrational woman? If the women that we're picking to marry, because hold on. Because another thing is we weren't complaining about the women that we were marrying. We weren't complaining about the women that we were marrying.
That's a whole nother show. You're not going to sit here.
What are you talking about? We weren't
ask me, oh, what's a low high vibrational woman? You're not going to say that's a whole nother show.
You got it, Q. You got
that
it.
That is a whole nother show.
You got it.
You couldn't just now. Can't put us side by side. And you couldn't even properly quote me, but came for me. Get your facts out. Come back.
Right, but I did quote you. I did initially quote you. I don't remember everything you say. You say whatever you want to say. This is the same person who says everybody believe what you want to believe, and that's how the world will be a better place. Like, do whatever you want to do. You be all over the place, bro.
Why are you asking other people?
My bad, bro.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You got it, bro. I don't remember every single thing you said. But you don't own nothing, yo. You literally are just.
But you ain't come at me with facts. Now you like, I don't know who said it. Where's
you
Eddie at? What
struggle,
is she
yo.
connected
I'm gonna
to?
add, don't worry, I'm gonna add you to the prayer board,
Don't
yo.
do that.
I got
Don't
you on the
do
prayer board, baby girl.
Put him in the
It
fucking
started
bed.
off
Get him
like
out of
that.
here. Come
Like I
I
said,
got you on my
started
prayer
off cute.
board, yo.
It
I
started
got you
off
on my
real
prayer
cute.
board.
And then
I got you.
what I thought what happened
But you're
was
not
you
gonna
couldn't even
own it,
back
so
your
it's
own shit.
pointless. Just like Eddie said, Adrian, don't even. It's pointless talking to
Because
you,
you
yo.
couldn't back your own
It's
shit.
I backed it up.
So why
I
was you
literally
asking for niggas
backed it
help?
up. You
Why was you
for
just looking
one
for
thing
Eddie
that you said,
and
you
I
literally
forgot.
said out your mouth, the women that we are marrying are low vibrational. Then you fast forward and say these women that are in friendships tend to be low vibrational because they don't know how to be
where's
alone.
the
That's not even
lie?
the majority of women.
So,
So
but
then
where's
I
the
turn
lie?
around and I ask you, Q,
but
who's
where's
a
the
high
lie?
vibrational woman? You have
Saying
yet
it's
to answer
the
that.
type of woman
Who
out
is a
there.
high
Where's the lie?
vibrational woman then, Q? Because all you do is put
So
down
that's
all
a
of these
different
other women.
episode with a
Who's
completely
the
different
high
question.
vibrational woman?
But that's a completely different
Who
episode.
is the high vibration?
Question. You
It doesn't
thought you
matter.
had a
We answer
moment. You
questions all
failed.
the time
Sorry.
that's off topic.
I'm
We
sorry
answer
you hurt
questions
about
all the
that.
time that's off
I
topic.
thought you had a moment you failed. I'm sorry that hurt you.
All right. All right.
Jesus Christ.
Uh-uh,
Never in
no.
my life have I argued with a beta so much.
Oh my
You
God.
sat here and
there
went
you go. The
away with
insults,
me.
bro.
Like,
Come
are
on,
you
Adrian, I
man.
told you, bro. I
Shit
told
like
you,
that.
bro.
Shit like that. Shit like
Come
that.
on,
Shit
man.
like
Shit
that.
like that. Shit like that, man.
Come
The
on,
straw man
man.
argument is
Okay.
wild, son.
Always.
Fools
You
you
like
with
these
the
you're
some
fans.
intelligent
vacuum
thinking
and
you're gonna
then
be the one to go in the ring and then don't got all the facts. Don't do that. Please don't do that. No.
stated my
ain't
fact.
no facts, man. You Stephen A. Smith of this podcast.
Hell
This
no.
shit ain't going nowhere.
Hell no. You just mad because I
Oh,
called you.
man.
Eddie.
I'm just
You
mad
ain't
because
gonna
you
forget
what?
that.
You
For
ain't say nothing.
This shit
Man.
crazy.
Um,
15
I mean,
minutes worth of
Deep
nothing.
breaths. Deep
I'm gonna
breaths.
find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna put them
Please
together
do.
and see if
And
they.
make sure you don't edit that shit in a way to sound crazy either. Make sure you put that whole shit on there.
I put that shit up clean.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it. I'll do the work.
Put up the clip when I was Dominican too.
Yes, please.
So,
Yo.
Hey, papi. Hey.
where the hell was I? All right, Asia. Asia, you there?
I'm here. I honestly forgot the question. I see the ticker. Okay. There's a finish screen. Okay. This is sticky. I'm gonna clarify a clarifying statement to the question. Not a relationship, marriage, because relationship.
Let me tell y'all something. Answer the fucking questions. Okay? Asshole. That's why I got you in the middle so I can watch you. Now we're gonna try this again. Can you hear me, Asia?
I'm gonna
nod,
mute it now.
nod, nigga, nod.
I'm gonna mute it. Yes, you said nods don't mean nothing.
I want you
said
to
don't
nod.
nod.
I want you to
don't
nod. I want you to nod today. Nod.
We got to set the rules. Okay.
I just want to make sure you can follow a direction. Okay, good. Okay.
Probably
good.
not. Oh, don't do that because you know when you do that.
Ultimatum time, Negro. Look, does a woman's friend group change when she's in a relationship? We are too old. Look at her now. She's grow up, first off. Because we too old to just have any old relationship. So we know if we get in a relationship, it gotta be worth something. And more people are out here single than not. It feels like. I could be completely wrong, but it feels like that. And they have to get in a relationship.
Married still act like they single. So
no, touche. But touche, that means you said something. No, I agree.
No, you're right. You agree with me. Touche. I made a good point.
But it wasn't against what I said. It was just that I agreed.
No, we agreed. Mm-hmm.
But
we walk in the same path.
But the key is people get in relationships first. Right? Mm-hmm. So since people are still dating, we have to attack it from that part because that's the first step. Go ahead.
I told you my answer is no then. Okay. Because I'm dating you, but I'm not going to necessarily change my friend group. Like, because look at it this way. We might not even last. Like, I mean, we have no skin in the game. We just dating in a relationship. I have no skin in the game. So why am I going to sit there and take on your friends, girlfriends or wives? I'm going to be with you later. I don't like that. Marriage, yes. Relationships, no. Am I going to respect you and make sure my friend group respects what we have going on? Absolutely, because they respect me as my friend. I don't call everybody friend. So whoever I'm with, they're going to respect who I'm with.
Question.
And vice versa.
So
Question, Asia. Hold on 1 second, Mary, real quick. If you're in a relationship, are you still friends with your exes?
Even I'm single, I'm not friends with them niggas. No, I don't talk to them niggas. Like if I X you, I X you, nigga. You don't even exist to me. I don't even. Who are you? I shouldn't be like that, but I am like that. Like that's a character flaw.
So you would deem a woman being friends with her exes while in a relationship unacceptable?
Absolutely. Like why are y'all friends? Like, 'cause again, I don't use the word friend lightly. I don't. Friend means something to me. So am I friends with my ex? Absolutely not. And the guy I'm dating or my husband cannot be friends with his ex. Friends? That means you calling on them when you have a need, nigga. No, it's me now. It's me. I'm your friend. You call on me, and so that's what I'm saying. Like friend is a big deal, and so that's why I'm not changing my friend group like hopscotch in and out and double dutching because I don't call everybody friend. So my friends that I have, they're gonna be there. But they're also going to respect who I'm with. And like I said, my men will respect them too.
But if he's friends with his ex while you guys are just in a relationship, that should be okay then.
It's not. Why are you friends with her?
Well, his friend group shouldn't necessarily change because y'all might not be together, to your point.
Why are y'all friends, period? I'm not friends with my exes. I'm not. So again, why are you friends with your ex? I know how women are sneaky. And if they see you with me or somebody else that you're in a relationship with, they're going to sit there and throw their weight around and throw their clout around. Women can be catty. Women can be very catty.
Okay.
And to make themselves feel big and big up, you know, they might. Do I still got it? So no, I don't agree with that. Friends with your ex for what? You can be cordial and say hi if you see him down the street, but if you're texting or on the phone talking to this person or going out, absolutely not. I don't play them type of games, and I get territorial. I know me. I'm territorial in that way.
Okay, that's fair.
I feel like.
Go ahead, Mary, and then let me get T in.
With all due respect, Asia, because you're gorgeous, but I feel like because you're older, the type of friends you may have at your point of life is going to be different. So it wouldn't have that effect if you kept your friends outside of your exes. So I can see your point of view of it. I'm 32. So in my age group, everybody's still trying to find a husband. Everybody's still trying to find, what's fit for them.
So are we.
But I feel like not as much. Like just
shit like that. Shit like that.
Shit, even more.
No, we are.
Generally, I feel like mentally, you guys may be. Now, of course, not everybody. Y'all mentally, when you're older, it comes with wisdom as well, hopefully. But you guys are in a different place than maybe my age group would be for me to be to the point where I do have to cut certain people off. So I feel like
you're too. Like we don't change. I mean, we don't change. Like that there's no difference in that. Meaning I will cut a woman off that I've evolved out of that friendship. I don't, and again, that could be a character flaw of mine. But I don't keep, even if I did call you a friend.
I'm not saying you do. I'm saying I feel like at that age, people should be more stable within who they are.
They're not, bro.
Oh,
well, no, we're stable. No, we're stable. Wait,
money wise.
No, we're stable emotionally too. No, we're stable emotionally and mentally.
No, Mary, I wish you were right. I wish you were right, Mary.
I'm looking at a 10-year gap.
Old motherfuckers, bro. No, Mary, let me break something down for you. These old bastards. Yo.
First of all, let's clarify old. First of all, let's clarify old. First of all, let's no. Ham,
don't be
this shit and piss, man. They gave us gangster rap. They gave us gangster rap. They gave us krills.
Love, he coming after us again.
You know what? Let me be the bigger person. Terrence.
Are you Are you going to sit there and go sit a grenade and walk away? I'm not going to let you just walk away after that bull crap. Now, let me be very clear. Yes, I'm barely in a different age bracket. Thank you, Mary, for the compliment, though. Call me beautiful. I appreciate that. But what I'm saying is we still want husbands. We still in this dating scene, unfortunately, but we are. But what I'm saying is I don't call many people friends. And I have new friends, I've met within the past 3 to 5 years that I'm super close with. There are people I've known since I was for the past 35 years. I'm not as close to them because we have evolved and they got other stuff going on, and I am who I am now. I'm not the same person I was. And so I talk about the evolution a lot, if you guys can't tell. I'm not going to be the same person. Now, my core values stay the same, but my tolerances have changed. My palate has changed. And so that's why I'm very careful on if I'm taking on my mate's friends or his friend group, because I may not rock with them. And if I do rock with them and we're not married, what happens after we're not together? Like, that is so freaking awkward.
Yeah.
And so all I'm saying is I'm just very careful who I let in because it's a big deal for me.
Yeah.
So marriage and friendships changing, absolutely. I want to be around married people that have marriage minds. But again, a lot of people out here moving real single when they're married. That's a whole different conversation. Him trying to get me to shut up. So I'm gonna be quiet. He's saying, cut me off, saying, yeah. That means shut up. So I'll shut up and put myself on mute. Let the old lady go on mute.
What's up, T?
Yo, I actually wanted to ask Love a question because I agree with most of what you're saying, but I also have this question just to check your opinion. What about those that have had a relationship, that may have been, years ago, what have you, and they find out that they are no good as significant, but they are better as friends? Do you still cut those people off, or do you give them room?
If you're asking for me, so if me and my ex were better off as friends than we are as partners, you're saying?
Yeah.
So for me, I haven't found that, because the reason why we're not partners or together is because you're SHIT as a person. And so I don't need to have you in my circle. I can even be your friend. You've proven to me that you can't even be a good friend to me. And so I haven't had an ex that I would even want to consider still being in my sphere, because you have lost access denied to me because you probably did a very egregious error.
Okay.
I give a lot of chances. And when you get done with that last chance, you don't exist to me anymore. And that could be a character flaw, but it is what it is.
Cool.
It might be if you see these red flags before you get in a relationship with somebody and don't do nothing.
No, people can change. People can sit there and the red flags aren't there, but they can change. They may have had a life event. And for example, this one guy was dating, a life event happened and his personality changed. And the way he interacted with me and treated me, I wasn't going to tolerate. So there was no red flag in the beginning, but because he had something happen in his life, it caused a dynamic change in him, and therefore it impacted us. So there was nothing in before.
You said you never been with somebody that you've been friends with first. That's what I
No, it's not what I said. That's not what I said at all.
You said I was never, obviously if we didn't work out, it's because, we weren't friends or whatever the case.
That's not what I said. What I said was it didn't work out because he did something to where he proved me he couldn't be a good friend to me.
Right, but Terrence is asking prior that, if you're friends with somebody, you try the relationship, it doesn't work. You're saying you're not going to go back to being their friend because you realize we were better off friends. So what I got from your statement was saying that you never really were friends with these people.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Okay, so to answer his question, if you were friends with somebody first, you got in a relationship, it didn't work. Because you it doesn't work as partners, let's go back to being friends. You've never been in that situation, you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is while we were dating, they did a very egregious error on their part, which proved I wouldn't even want to be your friend either anymore because of what you did. It crossed the line. So yeah, we were friends, but I don't even want to. And then we got into a relationship. I don't even want to be in a relationship, friendship, or relationship with you because of what you did and how you carried the situation. So that's like with a female too. Like I can be mad cool, and I have been mad cool with my female friend, but she did some real foul stuff. We are no longer friends. She no longer has access to me. I didn't date her. We were just true friends, and no access denied because of what you did. So yeah, that's not what I that if Terrence, if I answered your question the wrong way, which I don't think I did, but to clear up anything, you can't be my friend if you can't be my friend. Plain and simple.
I also think it's time too. Time passes and you kind of just become
mean,
indifferent to shit.
I mean, just how you talked about, you mentioned that, you've evolved.
Mm-hmm.
And time is the grand equalizer because you could have this a certain personality before and you have a certain personality after. I feel like there's a few things that have been epic in my life. One, when my father passed, my excuse me, my personality, my demeanor, the way that I looked at life, the way that all these things really changed, evolved and changed my life. And when I got my doctorate, that changed a whole bunch of situations because there were some people that was cool with me at the beginning. By the time I got to the middle, they act like, I done switched up on them. And by the time I got to the end, I was just grateful that for everybody that stood beside me at the bitter end. They are friends. I'm very much like you. I use the word love very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
I use the word friend very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
There's not too many people I'll call my friends because, I got fraternity brothers, I got line brothers, and we done went through all kind of hell and shit. And I'm in a bunch of organizations, but I know that them jokers are not all of them are my friends because they have done me dirty and they've shown that they've done me dirty. But then I got some that will pretty much give their life for me. Those are my friends. And I don't have too many friends. I always tell people I have a small circle. And it seems like the older I get, my circle gets smaller. So
I also reclassify people too. Let's be very clear.
Okay.
You can no longer be my friend, but I can still be cordial to you. Or I can still, my access has been denied, but I'll still be cordial with you, right?
Okay.
Too much work though.
And say it again here.
It's too much work.
What do you mean? What's too much work?
Like if I have to reclassify you, we might as well not be friends.
I don't know if that's again, I don't it depends on what it is. Because if I've evolved and you still doing ghetto stuff or you still doing like real kiddie stuff, I'm not gonna cut you off completely. We just can't hang out. You can't come over, or I probably won't go over your house. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. We can still, you can still hit me up and be like, hey girl, how are things going? How's business going? It's going great. How are your kids going? How are your family doing? That kind of thing. But as far as you coming over
anymore, you're not as close, right?
Right. But I'm not cutting you off and you still exist. Like you still live to me. Some people I've cut off, I've had to cut off. You don't even exist. Like I never knew you. Other people I'm cordial to. Saying it's levels to this. I don't cut people off like that just willy-nilly. It has to be some egregious stuff.
Okay. Let me get Alex then Eddie.
I think I love what Terrence said when he was talking about when he was going through his PhD. When life happens, you see who is really there for you. And I don't even just mean whether you're in a long-term relationship or you're in marriage or you get married, life has happened. To Mary's point of, when you become a mother, right? Your dynamics of your friendship change when you find that person, your partner, and they should change also when you become a parent. Also when, if maybe you're going through a family member has passed away, or when you're going through a rigorous academic program, whatever the case is. I do feel like when it comes to a relationship, I don't necessarily think that your friend group changes as far as the people, but I think the dynamic of it changes. Being specific to the question that we're talking about, I think when you get married, I think there is a different type of decorum. There isn't just, oh, hey, Alex, my single girls are hitting me up. Can we do this? Can we do that? Oh, do you and Kunle have plans? The conversation changes. Are you free this weekend? Do you and Kuma have plans? They know and they understand that I have to check in with someone else. No different than my friends who are moms. I don't have kids yet, but I know when I go ahead and I reach out to them to do something, I also have to consider their children. Hey, does this work for your schedule? Do you have a sitter? Do you have that? And then when certain moments come up, I have to be understanding to that. I have to understand that it's not just about me anymore. There was someone else and there was another dynamic to consider. I can't just pop up at your house anymore just because. Yo, is your significant other okay with me coming by? Are the kids okay? Are you in a mental space to handle what's going on? So I don't necessarily think that the friend group changes. If anything, I think you add in friends. I do think people in relationship need other friends, other couple friends. And I think people who are parents, I think you also need friends that are also parents. But I just really think it's that dynamic. And I think your real friends, they understand the life changes that you're going through and they're able to adapt to those things. It's no longer just you. You are a partnership now. My friends know that. I know when I first got married, one of my bridesmaids, she wanted to go on this Caravana or Fete or whatever type of cruise. And my other friend said to her, Alex is married now. She just got married. She can't just hop up and go on a girls trip like that. Not to say that my husband wouldn't allow me to go, but I also have to consider someone else now. Do we have anything else to do? Is that going to be appropriate for me? And I just got married and it wasn't. So I did not go. So those are different things. But it did take time for my friends to understand that, as it took time for me to understand when my friends now get in relationships. There was a point where they were all single, but now they're all in relationships. And now I have to be like, hey, you and so have plans. Same difference when my friends have kids. I'm one of the only ones in my group who don't have kids, right? So I'm always like, okay, do you have a sitter? Is this okay? Is this in your budget to do? Is this kid friendly? So those are all different things that have to change for me personally as I've evolved and as we've gotten older in all of my relationships.
Alex, do you have male friends still?
I never really had male friends, so I can't
Okay.
say. The male friends that I do have, I would say they're couples of my husband's, but I wouldn't even consider them a friend. I don't use that word loosely. If I do communicate with them, it'll be in a group text between them and their wife, or I'm letting my husband know, hey, I spoke to so-and-so. But never just shooting the shit. Never
Yeah.
that.
Okay. What up, Eddie?
Yeah, I'm gonna reiterate my point earlier, and Terrence made a reference to it. It's time. And to Asia's notes that she mentioned earlier, like we really don't consider what this adult thing is, and we were all not prepared for it. But time is a massive ass factor because over time, I attempted to be friends with my ex. That shit is for the birds. It just doesn't. It doesn't produce any type of we were extremely good friends for years before we got together, broke up, all that other shit. But it's not the same, right? And to that same point, it's like we don't really consider how much time affects relationships, but also affects us. Like we change day by day, disregard year by year, right? So that happens to your friends, associates, whatever. I also agree. Don't fucking use the word friend loosely. Like that shit matters, right? But you could be an acquaintance. You could be a nigga I see often, and shit like, oh, it was good. But you're not my friend. Like I'm not calling you for no legitimate shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a frat too, and just like that shit is not always consistent, like at all, right? So I just my point is the power of time is something that we don't calculate, especially if you are unaware that that's the only currency that matters. And it's a currency that you really can't count because we all know our start date, but we don't know our end date. You know what I'm saying? So everything got to be considered precious. So to Asia's point, it's just like, yo, why the fuck would I waste my time on friendships, relationships, whatever, that have been removed from my life for a reason and then try to keep up with them? That's energy and again, time that I'm putting into it. So even if it's high bias, it's like, yo, why the fuck am I keeping up with this person? This person doesn't check up on me. This person doesn't pour into me. We've talked about that in the past, how important that is. Just like, yo, what is the point? Do I have any malicious intent toward this person? No. I just have an understanding that my purpose, my energy, and where I'm moving in my path is the only thing I want to concentrate on. And whoever's on that ride with me, if I'm doing that for them too, and they're consistent, again, the word consistent, then that's my circle. That's my village. That's who I'm moving forward with. And if one of those people happens to fall off, or even if I fall off of their, journey, that shit happens, right? That's really the biggest thing I wanted to account for is
So
time.
your girl though, but your girl, she keeps her group because all that shit you just said, men included.
No, I'm talking about my ex. No. We have a lot of the same friend group because we went to
No,
college
but I'm
together.
talking about the question though, like if you were in it now and
Mhm.
all that, because all what you said it seems valid. But does your woman get to keep men, women, exes, and all that because they rode this ride with her?
So the point I made earlier about man being the leader in your household, we're talking about taking up names.
Yeah.
I'm going to counsel and advise you about things that I see in your friend group that you need to just dead all together, right? Now, if that includes men, for me, as a traditional Afro-Latino man from Honduras, you're gonna dead all of
Shit
that
like
shit,
that. Shit like
particularly
that.
when it comes to men.
Shit like that.
Like, you're not gonna have male friends. That doesn't make sense. And as a man, I know that even some of my some of my female friends is like, oh, dude, don't ever call me like, yo, you know what, I'm horny. Like, what's up? I know we never talk. Like, I'm coming over. It's just like that's just the shit that it is. It's like most men want to tap the friend that they, what? If it's in the back of our minds, it's just like, yo, if she ever call me on this type of shit, it is what it is, right? So when your husband, boyfriend tell you like, yo, you can't have male friends, it's not a matter of removing your agency. It's not a matter of just like, yo, oh, he's trying to be controlling and this and that. It's just like, no, I'm a man. I know how men think. And I know what it is, right? To Alex's example about going to a fet, absolutely fucking not. But she made that decision on her own. Why? Because she's a respectable wife. She's a respectable wife. It's like, yo, I can't go out there. Because what happens at Carnival, I went to Trinidad Carnival, son. Good Lord have mercy. Ain't nothing but ass, and ass. So it's just
I'll
like
be
as a
there in
wife.
February. I'm excited.
Huh?
I'll be in there in February. Trinidad and Tobago Carnival. I'm excited.
You don't lose your mind. All the men groping up on you. You don't see. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not trying to be long winded. Hamp blames me for that. But yeah, like the whole point is just like, nah, like a lot of that shit is gonna change. And in particular, I'm gonna tell you about your bum ass girlfriends too. You might be surprised, as tight as y'all are, be like, yo, babe, you might wanna look into this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying get rid of her. I'm saying pay attention to these little things that you might miss out on. And I would hope, as a wife, just like, yo, some of your friends, this and that, because we miss it sometimes. That's the whole point of being each other's shoulder to lean on. We miss that shit. But it's just like, yeah, like I remember telling my ex a lot of that shit. She's in the sorority. I'm like, so, yo, some of your line sisters, some bum ass, like, let me not curse, but I just tell her like, yo, like, there's certain behaviors that I notice is just like, look, some of your girlfriends ain't shit, low vibrational, as Q said, right? Like, just pay attention to that shit, because as much as you think y'all tight, y'all go out, y'all get your hair done, nails done, all that shit, it's just like, yeah, that hoe hates you, and I can tell.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think Eddie's right. I'm not recommending nothing. This is what's happening. Like, these people, and they're gonna get called what they are. Like, if a bitch is a bitch, if a nigga's a bitch, that's what it's going to be. Right? Like, I'm not sugarcoating that shit. We not beating around it. I'm not making no recommendations. This needs to happen. Now I'll break it down, right? So she got understanding, but that's what needs to happen. And women can see it the other way too. Like, when I'm DJing, I can't even see half the shit that's happening. You know what I'm saying? But somebody be like, yo, that shit look kind of weird. But to me, I'm DJing, so people be all over the place. So, like, one time my wife had to check a few people, right? I never DJ'd at that club again, but fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, yeah, man. Interesting. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now, please. We got a lot of dope ass comments, but we will be sharing the super chat. So if it's on your heart to give us $2, by all means. If you got a question, give us $2. We can answer that shit too. You know what I mean? There's a lot of food what's it called? Tea? Is it tea? Nah, it's not gossip, right?
T.
Alex, you young. What is it? Is it tea? Is it?
Tea is gossip. Yes.
Oh, so they just talking shit in the chat. Adrian, why?
Not paying a $1.99 for it.
Yo.
Wow. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Oh
Shit
man.
like that.
Yo, that's funny. Q, you want to answer that or you straight?
Well, I didn't see it. What is it?
Oh nah, nigga. Somebody paid the $2 I mentioned to get a question answered.
Hold on. Oh, that's Adrian being funny. Got you. Yeah, nah. But we can put that in the chat and then have it be a panel question.
Okay. We'll hold on to it.
Because I already said that was another episode.
Yeah, we'll go into it. What the fuck is a low vibrational and a high vibrational female?
Yeah,
we just need a whole episode about that.
Yeah.
So I got
he really
more...
You will pay $1.99 for that. You that type.
What, to support my brother podcast? Absolutely.
It just
Shit like that. Shit like that.
Just
Shit
let
like
it,
that.
let it go. Just let it go. Like you really be trying to win against me. Like that be giving me like I don't know how to feel about that. But
You already won, yo. Before you even started.
I got 2 more questions. I'm gonna pose both of them and see which one y'all want to discuss. All right. We're only doing one of them. So, does the man have the final say in his household in terms of household decisions? Does the man have final say in household decisions, or should men raise their standards when it comes to women, the women that they choose to be with? Should men raise their standards when it comes to the women they choose to be with, or does the man have final say so in the household decisions? I'll be reading the comments as well. So I'll double it. Which I think. Which one y'all want to go into? You see why I do all the hard work?
Yeah. I mean,
I just did that for a reason. You see, sis, we got a group chat, right? These niggas can't make no decisions. They can't pose no questions. They want to be so involved.
Right? That's not true.
Now I just asked these niggas which one. They stuttering, niggas biting their tongue and
just
all
the
that.
Two. That's
They both good. They both good.
Y'all got shit to say.
The second one, the second one.
I like the first one.
The second,
I like the second one.
Second one, number 2. Sis said 2. Mary, what you stop eating?
No, first of all, you were just snacking, so we're not gonna talk about that. I'm drinking right now. I'm not eating like Eddie.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
T, what you think? Which one?
Second one.
Second one.
That's it.
Of course, you're gonna say the second one. That's your question.
I think that was a great question.
All right. Should men raise their standards when it comes to the women they choose to be with? Should men raise their standards when it comes to the women they choose to be with?
Yes.
He have saved me for last.
All right, Adrian, pop this off.
Oh man. No, my bad. But yeah, absolutely, man. We need to raise our standards with who we choose to be with, who we choose to entertain, etc. Because if we do that, I think women will fall in line to that because they want to be married, right? If we continue to entertain the very things that we complain about, it's not going to go away.
So you think that we brought on thought culture?
To an extent, yeah, because we support it. If we stop supporting it, it will stop happening.
What nigga's gonna stop having sex?
What you mean? Discipline. I mean, I'm not the person to ask that to.
I know you ain't.
I got married so I wouldn't burn, brother. But
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
but it does take discipline too, right? And we have to look outside of ourselves. If we stop entertaining a lot of the things that we complain about, we would see the results, right? Like we're the head, we're the leadership. Things only happen because we continue to allow it. So again, if we stop giving our time, our resources, our energy just based off of how a woman just looks, though even the women who look good would then start to develop some of the other qualities and things that we want to see. I'm a firm believer that a lot of the issues start and end with us. And so I feel like the line, everything else.
Relax, Asia.
Adrian, we didn't start feminism though.
Neither did a black woman.
Yeah.
Amen. No, that's right, Isha.
Adrian.
Right.
We didn't start feminism though. We didn't start that trend.
Absolutely. So we didn't start everything. That's why I just said a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we align and get on the same page and accept the things that we are going to accept and support the things that we want to support, they will fall in line. And it takes some strategy to that too, right? So like how I know we have no problem with holding women accountable, especially more and more. But how often do we know how to listen, right? Because if you let a woman just get it out and stop focusing on what she's specifically saying, by the time she gets it out, she'll have no problem with now receiving from you. But we expect them to do something that they a lot of times don't even have the capacity to do, when listening cures like a lot of that stuff.
So you saying women are like children?
To a degree, yeah, we can say that to a degree. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We're supposed to, and it's up to us. And we talked about it before. It's up to us to figure out how to provide that space, right? Again, teaching isn't always me saying something. It could literally be me just providing the space, me providing the opportunity. So it's really like we need to develop our skill set, right? When do we talk? When do we be firm? When do we go back and forth? When do we draw the line? And a lot of that takes observation, right? And so, of course, that looks different with the woman you're going to be with, but we even have to look at how we apply that to just women who are strangers and out in the community, right? There's no need to have a going back and forth match all of the time, right? That's why, like, when Q started throwing insults at me, I didn't throw an insult back at her, because there's a million other women out here and they don't need to see a man talking to her, you know what I'm saying? So that was me choosing in that one opportunity, because I haven't done it always, but I chose to use that as an opportunity to not use certain tools. You know what I'm saying? I can slice her down with the sword, but a meek person is a man who has the ability to kill, but knows when to exercise restraint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the meek people don't understand the meek shall inherit the earth, but that is true. The meek are violent; they just know when to use it. So, question: I'm gonna add, because of what you said, I think it also hinges on this. True or false? Women hold themselves accountable.
Oh, possible, probable. I'm gonna say false.
So a lot of what you said, I think it's good, but you need accountability for people to come to these epiphanies on their own by you observing, listening, and steering.
Right, but they also need to have that space to do so, right? Because it's just like when I was talking about the woman aligning with the man. If you fight against him, you're not allowing him the space to grow in that. So we have to, I think we're getting pretty close to a place to where it's like, okay, us as men have talked about women holding women accountable enough. And I think there are starting to rise more numbers of women who are starting to hold each other accountable, because they're going to be the ones that can really deal with them in that way. And for us, we again just have to be aligned in terms of areas we're going to be patient with, things we are going to stand for, and things that we're no longer going to stand for.
Okay, that's fair. Last thing. remember we went through the stats. 30% of motherfuckers under 30 are virgins, right? Men ain't getting pussy like it's out here said to be. Like all 80% of women want 15% of the same men, right? Like what is it? 15% of the population is 6 feet, right? But that 666 thing is always, you know, um, socialize and evangelize, right? Um, damn, I lost my train of thought. But it was good though. Hold on. Damn, I pulled a Mary. Fuck. I don't want to just keep talking because Mary sometimes she forgets, so she just keeps saying words.
What the heck?
Oh, do you think it's easier? Do you think what do you think will happen quicker? Men, all these 15% of men start having sex with all the women, or if the women close their legs, what you think would be more effectuate change faster?
Changing what kind of way though?
Well, we get, huh? Mary, slow down.
Changing what kind of way? You said how would
So, with
what
like
kind
the
of
thought culture, the not getting married, right? The promiscuity, I mean, the society we're now in.
We're not having sex with ourselves.
Huh?
Well, aren't we talking about men's standards?
I just broke down that whole thing. Yeah, but I'm talking to Adrian.
I don't think it's us closing our legs because you could choose the woman off the first night and marry her. Like
No, you can't.
A couple of you have though, right?
No, we haven't.
Well, a couple of dates, a few nights together, you smash, you marry. Yeah.
It may take over a year, is what she's saying.
Right. No, it didn't take over.
Deacon Hung in here.
Right?
Sis, what are you talking about?
What I'm saying is, men, you don't like you choose the woman you want. So Adrian slept with whoever, and married her soon after, right?
Oh
I
shit!
mean, he shared that. So, and Happy, it didn't take
Nah,
you
it was
long.
like it was like a year and a half after.
You married her, but you
Yeah, absolutely.
became your girlfriend, and then you took it to another level, and then you married her, right?
Nah, she didn't become my girlfriend. I just married her. But
Well, you married her after you slept with her. You get what I'm saying. So I think men just choose based off of, I don't even know what the criteria is these days, but if you could share Eddie, Hampton, Adrian.
Right, but okay, so Hamp did direct it to me. So let me say this. I'll say again, what's more likely, the only way I think it's going to happen is if men do it. Because I don't think women will. I don't think they will.
Okay.
I don't think it's, you know what I'm saying? But I think if we stepped up our standards as a whole and not glorify some of the things we do and look at it from a bigger perspective, I think that's what's going to initiate change. And it just goes back to me feeling like we're responsible.
Okay, that's fair. Go ahead, Mary.
So I agree with what Adrian just said. I don't feel like women aren't in the space to actually choose. Call it what you want. But it's more of a it's more in regards of falling in line. So if this man chooses that, now with some people, I'm not gonna say everybody, if this man says that he wants to marry me, then I'm gonna go ahead and marry him. So my biggest issue with men is the fact that when they are looking at a woman to marry, 9 times out of 10, what they're seeing is what she does for him. A lot of time what she's doing at that moment or what she may do for the rest of her life with you is not all of her. So a lot of times men do miss the red flags of who a person genuinely is for themselves. So by the time they get married and they start living together and all these different layers of trauma and, friendships and, relationships with other people happen to unfold, guys are like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? And like one of our podcast shows before, it's harder for men to leave a situation when they vow to marry somebody. So at that point, you're making a poor choice, as a man. So you kind of got to fall into that line of being able to be like, this is not what I want. I've mentioned before, like I feel like men got to do better picking. They can go for all physical. Again, they're going for physical features. They're going for what a woman can do for them. They're not going for, and I'm not going to say all men, of course. They're not looking at how she genuinely is as a mother, how she is as an independent person, how she is, in her work ethic, her character, how she is in hostile situations. They don't see a lot of that. All they can see initially before they decide they want to marry her is, what can she do for me? Because as a wife, you're supposed to submit, you're supposed to fall in line, you're supposed to do all these things. But it's like, once that real person underneath all that she does for you unfolds, now you're fucked, because you don't know how to handle the woman that you're with, because now she's not doing things that you thought she was going to be doing forever.
I don't even know about that, because what about the trophy wife? What does she typically do? Nothing.
Nothing.
So
But the trophy
it's a
wife
lot.
doesn't exist. Like,
It does exist,
I don't think
especially
anybody.
for Black athletes. They tend to choose someone they can.
You're talking about as in regards to looks, just looks.
That's what they look at. Is looks. They don't care about what we bring to the table.
Yeah, but y'all usually do this thing where y'all use pop culture references to relate to all men. The average man is not doing none of that bullshit. Not flying you out, not doing this and popping bottles with your ass. We might pop one bottle, the one that's at the house, but we're not gonna be doing all that shit every weekend, and we're not going to Greece. And no, that's not. A lot of women do them pop culture references and tag them onto general day-to-day men that you see on a day-to-day basis. We're not doing all that shit. So like Mary's point, like she's right. Like if you happen to make a piss poor decision on who you chose, it speaks to your emotional intelligence. It speaks to your discipline primarily, right? That's why we don't just jump into a marriage. It's just like, yo, I gotta see you be an extraordinary woman, and I gotta see you be a bum, right? And like I'm being extreme by using the word bum, but I need to see where it is that you fall short in terms of duties to yourself. I want to see as much of a big picture of your individualistic self, and whether or not you're a compliment for me and I'm a compliment for you. Because you're gonna check me on stuff, I'm gonna check you on stuff, and we're gonna flow that way. And then that allows me to be the provider, protector, leader, all that shit that comes with it. So I can say like, okay, boom, like this is where we need to move forward. And I need you to see that consistently, not just on some like, okay, I'll change, or okay, you check me on this, I'll adjust here, and then you back to doing the same shit. So I agree with Mary.
Isha, what if I, based on the standards, what if I said that? Do you agree that men should raise their standards? First off,
I definitely do.
what if I said that if a woman is out of shape, right? Maybe not obese, but she could be in better shape, and I didn't choose her for that reason. Would you deem that me raising my standards?
No.
I would.
Is that fair?
It is fair, but should her looks be the only thing that matters to you? No.
I said weight. I didn't say if she was pretty or not.
But isn't weight part of her look?
Yeah, but it's not. But I'm just saying that's not all inclusive.
Yeah,
her appearance, right? She's heavy. But you would deem that me raising the standards? Do you think I'm only focused on looks when I ask that question?
No, her appearance, but it could be like her health.
Her health.
Be a lot of things. Yeah.
What's the main thing though, based on a lot of shit that Eddie just said though?
Wait, say it again.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Goals. Maintenance. Mm-hmm. So weight is a lot more than just the aesthetic. Mm-hmm. But it will show the lack of in other places too. So I think
just to add him, a lot of men go down in looks to go up in cooperation and discipline.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
You could be whatever on a scale of 6 to 7, whatever. But it's just like I'd rather that in a woman that's cooperative, disciplined, and again, like I just mentioned, she's individualistically on her own, on her independent shit, on point. Versus, I think Sis said it, the trophy wife or whatever, who just looks good, BBL and all this other nonsense and she's just chewing up my wallet. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody wants to deal with that trash.
Okay. What you think, Asia?
Thank you. Because to answer your question, because I was biting my tongue, child. Yes, men should raise their standards. And I blame y'all on the thought culture. It lays on y'all's shoulders because what you don't give attention to will die. You sit there and you give these women your attention. No, sir. We're not raising hands. We're doing Asia talk now or love talk. Love talk. So what you don't give attention to, it's gonna die. And so if you all, I mean men, right? Not just y'all, but with men would raise your standards, pick better, and not just go for superficial things, then we would do better as women because we do these things. Not me. I'm just saying women. Majority of the time do think, sir, please. That's why I'm single now, right? I don't do what y'all want me to do. Remember? So what is it? That's another conversation. Don't get me off topic.
Well, you think you do.
I think I do what?
You think you're doing the right things.
I do the right things as far as I'm concerned.
Are you making drastic changes?
To get a man? No.
Yeah, so you think you're doing what's right.
Wait, so are we saying you're disciplined if you're skinny, or you have the
no?
You're the one.
No,
I'm just thinking about what you said. I'm just trying to figure out
who said me or him.
No. Hamp and I think it's a combination of Hamp and Eddie, or maybe Hamp.
We're just saying, sis, that if she's taking the time, right? Let's say like it's a woman. Some people have a genetic where they're gonna be a little bit more heavier, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's taking the time, watching what she's eating, focusing on going to the gym at 5 a.m. while still having to go to work, or whatever the case is, right? And she's staying as fit as she can. That shows a discipline. That shows a want. That shows that she can chase a goal, right? Regardless of the hurdles. Because if your genetics don't work that way, you have to work harder than others sometimes.
But are y'all really picking them big chicks though? Like, be real. Like, are y'all really picking
we
the
already
big
said
chick?
we're not, but we also saying
so raise your standards.
It's more than the reason why we're just because they're big. That's what we articulated.
Right. But the point, I mean, I'm talking about the question. Remember, you told me to effing answer the question and you called me an a-hole. So to this question.
It's all true. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Should men raise their standards? Yes. But the problem is your standards come and go. That's part of the problem. Men's standards come and go, and they're very flimsy and they're very frivolous.
What?
And they're very fickle. They are. Men's standards are fickle because you give attention to the thoughts, but you say you want the woman that's disciplined, the one that has a head on her shoulders, the one that will cooperate. These thoughts are not cooperating with you. They're not, but you're giving them your attention. Even if it's just for one night, you're still giving them your attention.
No, so look at the question, though, Asia.
But you're not cooperating either. Let me be quiet.
But I feel like
wait. Let Asia finish. Let Asia finish.
A whole, like those are two. Doesn't mean
that's not the question, though.
They didn't change their standard, I don't think.
No, it doesn't, because it doesn't matter. But look at the question, Asia. To be with. That's why I put that part.
Yeah, y'all being with them. Y'all are being with these women. Y'all are making. Okay, let's be with. You're being with them enough to have sex with them and give them a baby. Okay, you're not minding to be marrying them, but you're giving them
about relationships.
That's not what this says. It says to be with.
That's what I meant.
I'm reading the question.
To clarify, I meant that. Now go.
Okay, you should probably change the ticker tape then.
Nope.
But relationship?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, relationship. Yes, you should raise your standards to be when it comes to when being in a relationship with. Because what you got in a relationship with ain't because she decided to cooperate with you. More often than not, put it that way. Now, we're not talking about the bell curve on the extremes. But more often than not, you're not picking a woman that's just cooperative with you, that you're just cooperating with. You don't talk to her and like, she's cooperative, I'm gonna be in a relationship with her. No, you talk to her because she's pretty. She has a certain pedigree. She look good on your arm. That's why you take her out and you want to get to know her. And her representative is out. And then when you wife her up or when you're in a relationship, that's when her true her comes out. but you didn't raise your standards enough to know and ask those pointed questions, ask those focused questions, get to know her as an individual, talk to her, ask her scenario type question. Like you really, I think that you all need to do better in your vetting phase is what you need to do.
Judge of character.
Thank you.
Hold on, let me get T in, then you can jump, Alex.
I do think that we should raise our standards because we set the tone. You know, no matter what type of relationship, we set the tone. If we are, I guess, as Love would kind of say, if you're dating for a purpose, you know, if you're dating for a purpose, you should set the standard. But if you allow things to happen, or you allow, you know, one character flaw or something that you don't like about the person go by, then that's where the standard gets lower. So, you know, when Love said that, you know, we as men, we've kind of allowed the thought thing to go on. I agree, because, you know, no chick is going to shake their ass if we're not throwing dollars. So, you know, if
T. They be shaking their ass at Popeyes, bro.
well, some of them want a free 3-piece. Shit. And then they're going to shake a little ass and maybe shake some more because they want that extra biscuit. But, I mean, if, you know, I think Adrian and Hemp, y'all the only married brothers, right?
Bub married.
Bub, okay. So, you know, like, all of you at one point when you met your wife, before she was your wife, you know, there was something about her that made her stand out in comparison to every chick that you met before. So, you know, I mean, I don't know what it was for you, Hamp, to make, you know, that made your wife stand out, or even Adrian. So, but I think that, you know, you decided, and, you know, I gotta definitely agree with Eddie. It's about that discipline. And, you know, you talking about having discipline with these women. We had to have discipline to stand on our principles. You know, whether or not you decided to, you know, get with that chick that was shaking ass for that 3-piece at Popeyes, or whether or not you decide to, you know, fall for that chick that decided to shake her ass for some Ruth Chris. And you know, there's a big ass difference between a 3-piece and a sirloin. And you know, Ruth Chris is all a la carte, so you know you're spending big money.
Men cheat with the thoughts, and that's why I'm saying you all give attention to it. You don't cheat with virtuous women. So can we just talk for real for once? Maybe not y'all on this.
What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about?
Listen, I just hope you're not getting a sirloin at Ruth Chris.
Yeah, don't get no sirloin.
Are you eating sirloin?
He was on.
I'm just using an example, Mary.
Yeah, Mary. Matter of fact,
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out.
But yeah, Asia, y'all don't get it, man.
Listen. And to King's point, man, I can't hold it. Horror culture has existed from the dawn of time. It is the oldest profession in the Bible, right?
We weren't paying ourselves to have sex with ourselves. Y'all were paying
Jesus'
us.
people that he hung with were all whores, right? That was what they did, right? But he still rocked with them, right?
No, they were
fishermen. So this whole idea that men sleep with this and that and yada yada. We will sleep with the whore at church just as much we will sleep with the whore in the CEO seat, etc., 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 right? And again, I still land on the point of having discipline, right? So having that choice between what the type of woman you deal with. But we cannot make it the focal point that men are just like slinging dick in every single way, and no men out here are completely undisciplined. It's just like, Asia, it comes off, I see the confused face. It comes off as if every segment of every man everywhere is coming to you, or in your perspective, as a loose dick ass nigga. Like, that is not the case. It's not. I'm just listening, and I'm looking at your face. I'm like, you all enthused.
But they gotta get to that point. You can't.
They do, right? But it takes time.
Than like virgins and all that. Y'all always lose dick niggas. If you was able to get a bitch, of course.
Getting cheeks every single night, remember?
It's not about us on the panel.
Even
I'm
even a
speaking in
big girl.
generalities, which
But
y'all
if
have
you
a
dress
hard time
nice,
doing. Like I'm
but I'm
speaking
saying, if
to.
you dress nice and you look half decent, you were a loose dick nigga at one point. You definitely
Ain't
were.
about me,
You
god
were.
damn
I'm
it.
sorry to hear that.
I'm
That's
trying to
just
speak
what it is.
objectively and generally. I get what you're saying, right? Yeah, like what you're saying is true.
But it's
yes.
not true though, Eddie. It's not true.
What?
What is
There's so many niggas out here not getting no
Not
cheeks.
doing that. Yes, that's
way more than are.
But I'm saying it's due to them. It has nothing to do with the women they can get. Maybe they're incels. Maybe they're going after women that are not in their caliber.
And it goes back to
For the
like what
most
Mary's saying right now goes back to Hamp's point about no fucking accountability with women, right? All this is completely a landslide on men have to be better decisions. Men have to be disciplined. It
You
takes
do. You're supposed to be the leader.
remove what I'm saying. When I hear these type of statements, it completely removes the agency from women. It's just like y'all have no responsibility whatsoever on your own decision making.
Yeah.
No, we do. We definitely have decisions, but we're just going after because we want men, and so we know, not saying we, not us, but men want, that, and so
Oh, y'all
some women
too.
really
Which
think
men?
that any attention is good attention. Unfortunately, a lot of low vibrational women think that any attention is good attention, right? And so they will twerk on the videos, they'll twerk on the street, they'll twerk anywhere and everywhere because they have niggas sitting there encouraging them, carrying them on,
That's
saying,
bullshit,
"Get it, girl."
Women would not know how much their pussy was worth if it wasn't for niggas.
Thank you, Mary.
What are you?
They would not.
What are you talking about?
He's right.
Wow.
No, that's
silly.
fucking true. That's
May I
true.
provide
That
an
is
example?
That's
true.
silly.
Let's
That's
go
silly.
back to last year, Dallas,
silly.
Texas. All these women were 40 plus years old, and all their big asses were on the table at a black-owned restaurant, twerking over waffles and eggs.
And
All those women have hierarching positions,
I bet you
and
niggas
they did not give a shit.
bread.
They had their swollen ankles on top of a table at a black-owned restaurant.
Wow.
After that black man who owns it told them, like, please stop doing that. Asked them 3 different times, and it wasn't until he cussed their ignorant asses out that, oh, now it's a problem. Oh, that black man is being misogynistic. But there was no accountability when these roly-poly-olies was on the fucking table twerking and shit. This is what I'm talking about.
But it's not saying that I'm not being accountable as a woman. I'm just saying women do shit for the attention of men. Like you guys say,
Where was the male attention for that? They were doing that shit for themselves.
Yeah. And women say that all the time about how they dress, the BBLs and all that. They say they do it for themselves.
They do it for men, but it's just like, that's for y'all. I think BBLs are fucking disgusting.
That shit is terrible.
Yeah.
Man.
You got an ass growing out your shoulder. Like, that shit is crazy.
Yo, I want to ask.
What you be saying? Y'all the 1%. Y'all the 1%.
We not 1%.
Yes,
I
you
don't think I
Shout out to
1%.
everybody quoting me tonight with respect.
Millionaires.
listen, y'all, but y'all the 1%. Like it's a lot of niggas out there that. Why do you think they have a such thing as a fucking
It's-
sugar daddy? Why do
it's
you think
more-
sugar daddies exist?
That's the 1%.
Paying for it.
But that's
It's
again,
more
that was
niggas
the
out here
extreme
not getting
example
no
I mentioned
cheeks.
earlier. Like, y'all use such
If they're not
categorical shit that's just like, we regular niggas on this panel. We some regular niggas. We
you
some
can't.
hardworking men, right? We take care of our business, but we're the ones that you see consistently. Your husband is a hardworking motherfucker. Like, you see him daily. He provides. He does all that shit. When I talk about these niggas, these fantasy niggas, they only exist in like so many numbers.
Yeah, it's not that many.
It's not that many of them motherfuckers.
Let me ask Alex a question.
Okay.
Alex,
Yes.
do women control access to sex?
Yes.
But we got all this control about whore culture and all that. I don't understand.
No, because when you're tipsy, you give it up. When you're
Sis,
tipsy,
you
you're
got.
you give
I
it
know
up.
you got them big ass headphones.
I'm just saying, no. Like it could be the right time, the right dude.
Sis.
I'm just saying, no.
Headphones out of control.
You gonna have a goddamn crook in your neck. Go ahead. Alex, so make it make sense. Don't listen to sis. Make it make sense.
Okay, so I think to Mary's point, and I think this is what everyone has been saying as a collective.
Look. Mary got in trouble talking that shit.
No, I didn't. I was cursing my kids out.
Yo, Pete, chill. Go ahead, Alex.
I think certain things wouldn't exist if men didn't entertain it, right? After a while, the less attention you give to something, the less you feed it, the less people are going to react to it over time. It's like a child. When they're falling out doing whatever it is they're doing, sometimes you just have to let them be. Like, you go have your moment, I'm going to go over here, right? I think when it comes to the specific question, men do need to raise their standards. I think men need to think a little bit more of themselves, and I think they need to do a little bit of checking in on what their self-worth is when it comes to choosing their partner, because your partner is a reflection of you. Because when things go ahead and they go bad, when we look at divorces, and we know that in most scenarios, I think it's 80% of divorces are initiated by women, right? So when these divorces go ahead and happen, who is looked at as the bad guy? In those instances, looked as the man. Why did that woman leave him? Why? Did he not do what he was supposed to do? Was he not a provider? Was he not being the most manly of men? What was he not doing? It's always an issue of that. So when I think it comes down to men picking their mate, I think they need to be a little bit more selective. But I think with them raising their standards, it comes down to, how do you feel about yourself? You can't just think about, if your partner is a reflection of you, if your partner or your wife or whatever it is doesn't have any act right, they're looking at you because you chose to be with that woman. That's the choice that you made. So she may be pretty, but if she's dumber than a box of rocks, that's the woman you chose to be with. You chose to bring her around and parade her. I think men need to stop looking at just physical aspects, and I think they need to take their time and be more selective. We had that conversation with Sean when he was talking about being married twice, and we were like, that's kind of on you. You chose to be with those women. You say it was them, but you had 2 divorces possibly because you didn't do a right job selecting those other 2 women. So at what point do we hold men accountable? If you are the lead, we need you to act like such, and we need you to take your time in getting into that leadership role so that you can go ahead and you can select the right partner. And I don't think it's something that happens overnight. I do think it is a lot of trial and error that comes with it. But I do.
10 years?
What'd you say?
10 years.
10 years.
I mean, and me and you agreed on that also, Bub. I think you need to see people in different seasons. And reality is that as you get older, a lot of people don't have 10 years to figure that out. But you have to be able to see past the physical. You have to be able to see them in different aspects. You got to do your research. You got to do your this. Because again, when things hit the fan and things crumble, it's on you. If you are the lead, you are the coach, you are the boss, and the woman, as you call it, if you're the head, she's the neck, right? You're in charge. You are in charge. And you selected her as your teammate. Women don't ask us to marry ourselves, right? In most situations. Men, you choose the wife. So if anything happens, it's on you. You made that choice. Not me. I didn't ask me to marry me. You did.
Okay.
Amen, Alex. Amen.
Yeah, I think you guys are leading women down a not so good path, but Q, what you think?
Oh, you gonna let Bub land first, right? I want to go last.
No, Bub just here because he just here.
He don't ornament.
He ain't get to say shit.
Yo, I could chime in, B.
All right, hurry up, man.
Oh, first off, I gotta get that sis big ass headphones. And second, hey, love, why you got that shoulder out like that? See, you ain't slick. See, you trying to do something. I'm trying to do something. But getting back to the topic, yeah, definitely, man. Yo, we definitely should be more selective when we trying to pick a soulmate. But yo, sometimes women don't be listening, man. We could tell y'all a bunch of shit we ain't checking for, but y'all don't be listening. And that be the problem sometimes. If we tell y'all what we don't like and y'all continue to do the shit, I mean, what you want us to do? We can't go upside your head, because then that's something totally different. We don't want to be out here doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I tell you there's certain clothes I don't want you wearing and you want some like, yo, fuck you type shit, I'm going to wear whatever I want to wear, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? If I tell you that you're not respecting me right, you ain't speaking to me right, and you don't listen, that's a problem.
So why'd you choose her? Why'd you choose her? That's on you.
But that's what I'm saying though, because things could start off. That's why I said 10 years, love. Things could start off one way and then change. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta know to fool you, all the ins and outs, the good and the bad. So I'm not jumping in no relationship and just saying, all right, well, fuck that. Let's get married. Now I got to know every aspect of you before I make a mistake.
Your vetting process is solid.
Yeah, because then we gonna be getting a divorce and shit like that. Like me per se, like I need my women natural. I need you to have natural hair, everything, so on and so forth. This ain't no diss towards no women, but I'm not checking for all them fake eyelashes and all that other shit. My women gotta be natural.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, this ain't no diss. Do what y'all do, but me per se, my standards, y'all said our standards, right? We gotta raise our standards, right? So I'm not checking for you if you in that category. So does that make my my selection groups that much smaller? If so, so be it. But I'm gonna grab the best one out of that small group. You best believe it. So,
amen, bub. I'm with you. So my selection was real slim too, because I'm not taking all these little bum ass niggas. That's why
Stop calling men names. That's your problem. Stop calling men names.
You let B sit there and say the B word left and right.
We ain't talking about B.
And you sit there and say niggas left and right too.
So nigga's not a bad word. That's a good word. I'm talking about.
When I say nigga,
I'm talking about. What'd you say? You said something else. You put a couple.
Bum.
That part. Yeah, that part.
But y'all be calling women whores and shit.
If it don't apply, let it fly. I'm just saying,
a
there's a
whore
lot
is a
of
whore.
bums out there.
A whore is a whore.
And so a bum is a bum.
But they not though. Y'all just being salt. Well, I'm talking to Asia. Stop insulting men.
Well, if they don't deserve to be insulted, they won't be insulted. Raise your standards. Be what you're supposed to be. Be who you're supposed to be. Be who you're supposed to be.
The
right?
one thing I'm gonna have to do on the show with you from now on is hold you more accountable. I noticed that. I'm gonna have to do that more.
And I welcome every bit of it. And I welcome every bit of it. Hold me accountable. Because guess what? I hold myself accountable first.
You just need to be held. That's what it really is.
At least you just need to be.
You gotta go on the inbox or Terrence.
That's all that is.
Damn, why I got
she just want that elder rub. That's all that is.
My name.
What up?
And you right there next to her for a reason, man. You know what I'm saying? Go and slide that arm over, big dog.
Yo,
I'm about to be in Southeast tomorrow, nigga.
Cause
your lower level.
Yo, keep it funky though. When y'all with a guy, right? Do y'all feel some type of way when he instructing you to do something and you feel like you don't really want to do what he telling you to do? Keep it a buck.
My man, or just a random dude.
Hold on. This is what the fuck we not gonna do. You was the one. So you asking an extra question.
All right, Q, my fault, yo.
Like Q does all the time, but let her rock. Son.
Q, I'm just saying.
It's her turn. It's her time. Let me be quiet.
Because we're supposed to choose wisely, right? That's the question, right? Now, if I'm saying, listen, baby girl, like, yo, I don't like that. And you start getting all defensive, calling me out my name, putting hands on me, busting my car windows out. Come on now.
Don't hit me.
Yeah, who we ain't checking for that.
Let me tell you.
Right?
Don't hit me. Please don't hit me.
Yeah, see? Real men ain't checking for that.
Yeah, you hit me. Well,
so why do y'all get defensive? If we say, listen, yo, we out in public, I don't want you fucking twerking. Don't be twerking. We out in public. Don't be on some, yo, don't tell me what the fuck. Who you talking to? You ain't talking to me like that. A lot of y'all do that, Mary.
But
a lot of y'all do that. That's what I'm saying.
If they're with somebody that they're not supposed to be with, ain't no way in hell. For one, I'm questioning anything my nigga don't want me doing. And for two, 9 times out of 10, it ain't a goddamn thing he got to tell me because I'm already doing it.
Amen, Mary. Say it again.
It's already been filtered, is what Bub is saying. He already understands that about you. He's talking about the beginning stages.
But and that's why, again, that comes to y'all picking this type of
Mary,
woman.
Mary, you're not a good example of it because you did choose to get in line. You are humble and happy to be underneath the covering of your husband. You're not challenging him on shit that some of the women on the panel may be challenging. So
Right,
you're not a great example of a woman being out of order because you're not out of order.
No, I think he also accepted her for who she is and what she
Nah. We met him. We met him.
I met her. I
He-
saw him.
but
I
he
saw
not.
him on a
Nah,
few
you could
podcasts.
tell. You could tell
No,
he
but
ain't
that's
playing.
what it. But I'm telling you, that's just what it is. He respects my opinion about shit just the same way I respect his. Me and my husband were best friends. No ties, no obligations. We know each other uncensored because we were best friends first. Went to each other about
Right.
everything.
Well, you didn't date. That's the key too. That's a totally different subject. Dating is all for naught.
But that's what I'm saying. If men chose better when picking women, for instance, being friends with them, being in environments where their representative, like we spoke last time, is not showing up to where this is your friend. So you can call her and tell her about another bitch. She could call you and tell you about another nigga, and y'all know each other uncensored. That's where the better
That's what I'm
decisions of men.
saying. You're not a good example because it's very anecdotal because people don't do that. People still choose to date.
But that's why I'm saying if men make the decision to do that, they up their standard and they will have better choices of women.
We would have to unlearn a lot of things, but you're right. All right, Q, what up though?
Oh shit.
Yo, Q, put them shoulders away, girl.
Nah, I got my arm out. Asia got the shoulder. Shout out to Asia with the shoulder. Shout out to y'all showing off tonight and pissing B off. I mean pissing Bubba off too. But anyways, yeah, I think that men should definitely raise their standards when it comes to the women they choose to be with. And I think that I've said this before. Kevin Samuels was in my opinion, mentor for that type of thing. It sounded like to me a lot of his mission was to get guys in a space where they knew their self-worth, where they increased their standards and went after a better caliber of women. So I've never deviated from feeling that about guys. I think that there was a time where women were more uplifted in that area. And I think that Kevin Samuels was like a breath of fresh air. I think a lot of people took out of context what he was saying and what he stood for. But hell yeah, being a boy mom, yeah, niggas got to step it up. Like, it's not like all these amazing high vibrational women out here that y'all be going after. So yeah, stop just looking at the wrong things within these women. Because I think it does start off kind of shallow at first. I don't think niggas is like, I mean, even Eddie has spoken about certain physical features of women. You're gonna pay attention to that first, and then that substance is on the back burner. So yeah, that's it. That's all. That's the post.
Yeah, I agree. I think we got to do a little better. But I think women need to really understand what men are looking for, because we're not gonna be able to flip the script if women don't start acting right. Like, it's just too much of this bravado. I don't understand it. That shit ain't getting y'all nowhere. Get in order. Get in line. Listen to understand. Don't be waiting for your turn. Right? If you really doing the work, do the work. Where you at is not where you want to be. So do the work. Don't nobody want to be alone. Dogs don't suffice. Come on, man. Y'all gotta stop the cat, man. You know what I mean? Hold on a second.
You laughing at Asia? You talking to your black ass?
Go to hell, Eddie. No, he's not talking to me.
Yo, man.
I feel like y'all need to have more respect for women as well, though. Like,
Say it again, Mary.
Please, more respect for a woman's opinion. Like,
I agree.
You should be able to take in, that your woman may not agree with you, or she may not fall in line right away because she sees a different picture. Sometimes your woman's picture can be bigger than yours. So why is it all about just falling in line with whatever the hell you think it should go? Don't get me wrong. yes, a man should lead, but that doesn't mean a woman can't have her input. Like I'm quiet to an extent. My husband loves the fact that I have my own opinion. You know what I'm saying? He loves the fact that he can come to me and be like, "Hey, what you think about this? Like, you think, that'd be a good idea right now, or
because he's securing his own manhood, right, Mary?
Right. But he still leads. That doesn't take away from the fact that he still leads.
You're not quiet.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not quiet, but I'm still being led. Is what I'm saying. You can't take the fact away that she shouldn't have nothing to say. She should just lead. No, allow your woman to have a word, but still trusting. And you know what? Like, I feel this way, you feel that way. Yeah, we don't agree, but because I trust you and I trust in you, I'm gonna still go with what you say. Or maybe you might see the perspective of me, because sometimes a woman can see a bigger picture.
No, but she can provide perspective. See, questioning, right, and giving your perspective are two different things. If you approach a man on some questioning shit, doubting, right, that's not what that is. But if you come in and offering a different perspective, giving input, right, but still trusting in his decisions, that's a whole different ball game. But women ain't doing that shit.
But doubting and questioning are not the same thing.
That's what I just.
I can.
That's what I just said.
You just said women are doubting.
Said, what I'm saying is they're no, yeah. So they do come off in that way, right? So questioning is one thing, then doubting is another. Right? That's another thing, right?
But questioning is a negative to you.
Questioning. No, not asking questions. Questioning, right? When you question
hairs, you splitting hairs.
No, what I'm saying is, if you offer a different perspective, you come in and say, "Hey, babe, let's look at it this way. Let's look at it that way," or you say, "Why you do it like that?" See, though that shit matters.
That's asking, like, "Hey, what made you think of it in that way?
Where's your thought process?"
That's different. That's different than why did you do it like that?
Right.
Right.
So it goes back to it's not how you say it, and as Adrian said before, in order to be in the space of listening, you have to create a safe environment, right? You have to have a neutral space. You have to, and the individual that you're speaking to has to be in a place where they're going to be receptive to what you're saying. Because I think a lot of times we listen to respond, we don't necessarily listen to receive, understand, and things that third. So if you don't have a safe space for your wife to come to you and to listen and everything else, it's going to be an argument. She's going to.
If women speak to men properly, y'all won't ever have no problems.
You said what, bud?
When women speak to men properly, you guys won't ever have no problems, yo.
I agree with you on that. I think that there should be a level of respect and communication. Communication is everything. And
giving feedback.
Yeah, somebody's I think it might be Terrence. Maybe.
What?
Mute if you're not talking.
So I think communication, I know communication is key. Communication goes both ways. Communication is listening, and communication is also giving a message to make sure your recipient receives it. And so the sender and the recipient. And so it shouldn't be a problem with us having an adult conversation, me giving my opinion and or stance. And I don't have a problem with communicating with a man. Like, that has never been a problem that a man's complaining about me. You're disrespectful.
I disagree.
I'm not disrespectful. Damn. You're telling me that a man I've been in a relationship with has told me I'm asking you. You're telling me, you sit here and lie on this thing and sit there and say, a man I've been in a relationship with, that was my man. Y'all both making me laugh. How's disrespectful to him?
Yeah.
You telling the truth right now?
This. What are you saying? What I think? Yeah, I think
you can think a lot of things. What do you know?
I think I know that you talk down to those.
No,
men.
you're wrong. Absolutely not. I never talk down to anybody.
Rude to those men.
I feel like the line of disrespect that woman has to a man is in regards to what she thinks of him. If I think you're a bitch, I'm gonna talk to you like a bitch.
I wouldn't even talk to you. I wouldn't even talk to you in my sphere if I felt that.
If I have the respect for you that I feel like you're gonna lead, and I feel like you generally make the right decisions, I'm really not gonna have much to say. My ex-fiance, I used to talk to that nigga so crazy. Oh, wow. I would never think about talking to my husband the way I would talk to my ex-fiance.
Why would you do that?
Huh?
Why are you engaged to him if you thought that way about him?
It got to that point later on. It didn't start like that.
Yo, it better not ever get like that with
Yeah, I
me.
would never call him my man. My man. I've never called my man to be. I
Yo,
never have. I never
you
have.
can't. Yo, that's like the.
But
I'm
I'm
very
not saying I'm calling him bitch ass niggas and shit like that.
No, I hear what you're
None of
saying.
that.
No,
The way that I talk to him was completely different than the way that I speak to my husband.
You didn't respect them.
Do that, yo.
I said a
Bub, I
lot of
think
that
it's
has
yours.
what the women thinks of
A
you.
little feedback.
That speaks more about her and her psychology.
A lot of it, I'm telling you, it comes from how a woman views you.
Right.
If she views you as a
Sounds
bitch,
like it's low vibration of her.
that how is it low vibration on her? If I could come over, if I could get over on a nigga, you think I'm gonna do that? If a nigga let me get over on him, it's gonna happen.
That's low vibrational behavior, though, isn't
But
it?
hey, let it be low vibrational. If I'm in that mindset and that's where I'm at, again, I've been young.
No, hold on, Mary. Hold on. Don't
I'm gonna do that.
keep it right there. Keep it right there, Mary. Asia, go ahead and comment on that behavior. Let me hear this.
It was wrong. It was very wrong.
Oh,
And
wow.
she realizes it. She realizes it.
Shit like that. Shit like that.
But
Shit
she
like
realized it, and she evolved to be the woman that she is now, to be a better person. We've all have been someplace before that we've evolved from into a better version of ourselves. It's called a journey. It's called life. And so we've all done things that we were like, oh, I should have done that. That's called growth. So that's all right. She did all that, but she's not there now. She don't live there no more. That ain't her address no more. She moved from that
But
place.
that's what I'm saying. Like things change, and it also has to do with the man that you are, the man that you. My husband got his foot on my motherfucking neck, and you know what I'm saying. And nobody could ever do that. Nobody could ever do that. But that's because of who he is. You know what I'm saying? He has allowed me to be able to assimilate in a way around who he is. I'm still me. I'm actually the person that I wanted to be that I didn't know I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? But it's still in reflection of who he is to me.
And that's important to know too. That's important to say too, because I've been with men need to heal. There's a lot of men in society need to heal from past wounds.
Here we go.
And I have been with men, and they would react negatively to something that I said that was purely innocent, very innocuous, very loving and respectful.
No.
But it's like a wounded dog. You come near a wounded dog trying to help them and love them,
Do
they
you-
will try to bite you.
Do you see what I'm saying?
How much of a deficit mentality
I
that you
just
frame
said
men
that.
in? Like a wounded fucking dog?
Eddie,
Not a
that's why I
man?
just said she was disrespectful to them niggas.
I didn't. No. You missed everything I said.
No way that you
Yo,
would
love.
disrespectful to
You're
these
Now
men.
he a wounded dog
You're
because you
gaslighting.
talk to
You
him
heard
crazy.
what I said in the beginning. I
ain't gaslighting shit.
I came to him respectful and loving in a loving
I'm
way.
receiving what
I
you're
said that.
saying. As
You're
a
wounded.
man, if you
Nigga,
call
you're
me a wounded
I
dog,
get it. You're wounded. You're wounded because
and
you're not
you
listening
came
to
in
everything
here
I'm
like an
saying.
evangelical nun going into an African village to rape those people. That's what it comes out. It's just like, and then you're going to ask for pennies and shit. You got a little kid over here with a flower on his
You're
face.
wounded because you're not listening.
And that's the type of projected
You have to
bullshit that we
listen,
hear
Eddie.
from black women. Because a man gives you his honest opinion, oh, I'm wounded. Oh, who hurt you?
No,
That's
no.
regurgitated
You
nonsense.
missed everything I said. You missed.
I did not
literally
miss everything you said.
You had to even sit there and say what you're saying.
There's
right
no
now.
way. There's no way. And that's
You don't
why you
want to
got
hear
the
me talk.
shoulder
You want
out.
to talk
It
over
was
me. I
you.
get it.
Blow.
You want to be an alpha. You want to talk over me
Nah,
and be
I
dominant.
didn't say
Go ahead.
no
I'm gonna let
alphabet.
you.
I didn't say no
That's what you need
alphabets.
right now. I'm gonna let
I
you
am
do that.
giving you
'cause that's what
direct
you need right now. You got it.
contradiction to the
Well, hold
nonsense
on,
that
hold
you're
on,
spewing.
hold on. Asia, why couldn't it have been how you talk to
crazy,
that
son.
man? But why couldn't it have been how you talk to that man? See, we gotta really
Are you
be.
asking me for real? Or you want?
No, I'm being dead ass, right?
Can I answer the question?
And that's
Can I
why I
answer the
said,
question?
well, but that's why I said what I said because I know it's the truth. Like y'all be talking about he wounded. Nah, you talking crazy, and he trying to hold it
Tell
down.
like your body language.
Because
all
here's
that
the
shit.
hold on, watch this. Here's a man. You've been getting away with shit for a long time. Condescending, talking to niggas. If you was a nigga would have slapped your fucking teeth down your throat.
Yo, that's
I
why
know
they
this
do
to be a
it.
fact.
That's why
You
they
know
do
what?
it.
Let me
That's real
say this.
telling you.
Well, okay, so cute.
Go ahead.
Do you think, or what do you think the issue is that women have in listening? Like what? Like why don't we listen, or why don't we accept what they're saying to us? Like why in your experience, why do you think that is?
I think it's a lack of emotional intelligence. I think that a lot of times we listen, and I do it too. I've done it on this podcast several times, so I'm sure Adrian will be pleased with me saying that. We listen to respond, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you talking. Now, granted, I think I have pretty decent listening skills because I will check a lot of you niggas on shit that y'all say because I really do be listening to y'all. But there are times where I do listen to respond, and I think that that's something that kind of gets in the way. It's like you're not actually, so it's almost like hearing versus listening. Like a woman can hear what you say, spit back out what you just said, but she didn't listen to a goddamn thing.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Q, question. I just want to clarify one thing you said. Were you saying lack of emotional intelligence on the women's part?
Yes.
Yeah, and that hasn't been said out loud before. Like I've never heard a woman say women lack emotional intelligence. It's often pointed to the fellas.
Yeah,
Right?
I think it's a lack of emotional intelligence. And now I think like when a nigga gets into a back and forth with a woman, that's a lack of emotional intelligence on his part. But you're gonna sit back and forth with her.
I feel like we've mentioned it because that's just overall women being emotional. We know women are emotional creatures. And for someone to be excessively emotional, that means that you lack emotional intelligence. So there's no denying that. That's why we talked about, in instance like, hey, I wouldn't want to work for, women or like that. It's lacking emotional intelligence in regards to how to handle your emotions in a proper way.
Well, people can be hypocritical. It doesn't mean they don't understand. Right. So I can have emotional intelligence and still get emotional. I don't think that negates it if I get emotional. I can still understand but responding correctly.
But being an emotional person is
how you see Q is right. You started talking. I wasn't even finished my Q. You on to something, goddamn. You wear them matrix glasses every time. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. It's still gonna be the same. Go ahead. My answer's still gonna be the same.
Never mind. Alex, you look like you got something.
No, I'm just curious. I was just curious to know Q's perspective because Q is a woman, but then she also deals with women. So I wanted to know from her perspective because it's always a lot of like men and women, but her experience too, she also is into women as the men on the panel are. So I'm always curious to know like what Q's experience is, and have you had to raise your standards in dealing with women also?
That's good. That's a good question, Alex.
Absolutely.
B, what up? What up? Oh, go ahead. My bad. Q, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I think somebody had mentioned healing and stuff like that. I think Asia, I think men and women alike, especially from the Black community, need to go through a certain level of healing from certain traumas because you bring that shit into the relationship. And then what happens is the expectation is that the person is supposed to cater around those traumas. So when somebody says something about, well, it's how you speak to the man, that could be true if you're dealing with a man who doesn't come into that relationship with immense amount of trauma.
Thank you.
Know? But if you could have somebody who's like fucked up and you could say things a certain way and it could get taken completely wrong.
Thank you.
So it goes both ways. I wouldn't just say like necessarily men need the healing. I think women need the healing as well.
Hold on, Q. Hold on. Why are you saying thank you, Asia?
She's talking about healing. She's basically regurgitating my point about healing.
So let me land because I wouldn't be talking about the guys on the panel who disagree. So only y'all know y'all's background. So I could also see Eddie's perspective from somebody who wouldn't go into a relationship being traumatic. He wouldn't be the reference of that dog that you were talking to. However, there are some bitch made niggas who do have those types of issues. And it can't be like, oh, well, watch how you talk to him. Now, to Hamp's point, in certain situations where certain women are dealing with a real nigga, they do be talking mad spicy. And like that shit has to stop too. Talking to people kind of crazy. So it goes both ways.
No woman should ever call a man the B word, man. Word up. That's out.
If you
don't call Mary, you don't do that, Mary.
Yeah.
You can't talk.
Yo.
And y'all also pick and choose which men to do that with.
Exactly.
And if you do that shit in front of him, he's gonna put you through a wall. Like,
but that's why you call a man that's a bitch a bitch. That's what I'm saying.
Mary, no.
But you shouldn't demasculate a man.
Exactly.
Even that, I
I
can't.
don't know how the point is
That's
being missed.
It's a dub.
I wouldn't sign that for a man doing that to a woman.
Y'all okay with calling a female a hoe? That's a hoe, but I can't.
No, we're not even going
But
that
they're
far.
speaking
Just
in general.
think
Like,
about
if you
the
go up
emotional intelligence it takes to just step away. Like if you feel that way about him, just walk away from that man.
Well, why is it okay to call a female a hoe? That's a hoe.
I'm not saying that it is. I'm saying when you're in that type of circumstance, dealing with that type of man, if you already feel that way from jump, don't go back to his house. Don't call him no more. None of that. Because I promise you, the wrong dude, if you say that shit in front of his face, you're going to end up on the 7 o'clock news. Like,
but it's not going to matter if that nigga is a bitch.
It
matters. Mary, how you missing this?
Mary.
I'm not
married.
Yeah, you are. If I think that you're a bitch and you act as a bitch, you think I'm gonna be afraid to call you a bitch? No. You think
nobody's telling you you're afraid.
If I'm
married,
no, that's emotional. You lacking emotional intelligence there.
Mary, do you feel like it's okay to emasculate men?
No, I don't.
Or
I don't.
just
what I'm saying is, if you act as a bitch and I think that you're a bitch, why would I be scared or think that you're gonna do something if you're a bitch?
Because he may snap.
Yeah. But if you're a bitch, you're not going to.
It's a man though.
I don't know that.
That's all masculine energy right there.
Damn,
You
Mary.
absolutely should not have.
Dangerous. That's dangerous.
It's like
That's
rolling
dangerous
up to
shit.
somebody at a stoplight because they cut you off, thinking it's the day to play with them because they look a certain way. Like that's not smart.
Yo, Q. I had to hop out the car a month, like 3 weeks ago, on somebody. All on my bumper. My wife, we going to the hospital. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then I hop out the car, like, now they want to get all scared. You know what I'm saying? But like, and I was I was feeling some type of way that day. You know what I'm saying? It took everything in me, but I already had gotten out the car too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, man.
Everybody a gangster in their car.
But that's again somebody not knowing you.
But Mary, you call a nigga a bitch, just that shit could go any which way. You gotta
if I know you, I don't walk around calling niggas bitches. I don't even think a female should be calling a nigga a bitch. Now, have I? Yes. Am I saying it's right? No.
You probably don't do it now. You don't even have the opportunity now, really.
But now I'm saying if I know you and I know you act as such,
and you a bitch, you just gonna call him bitch.
Mary, what makes you think you can't get away with that with your husband?
You said what? My husband's not a bitch.
But what makes you feel that way?
Because my husband's not a bitch.
But
because of things I've seen.
He put his foot on your neck. Remember, you told us he put his foot on your neck. Remember?
Things I've seen, things that have happened. He's not a bitch.
This part. This is how we know, Q. Yo, man. Interesting. B, what's good, man?
What is good to people? What it do, homies?
Stop talking slang, nigga. Don't talk no more Ebonics, slang, none of that shit. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Hi, good evening. That's it. All right.
Shit.
Damn, you the worst slang talking nigga I know, boy. Listen, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. I don't really mess with. Hey, this has been awesome, man. I got a lot of shit to chop up. Asia, I was on your ass today, but you did a good job, man. I like
always never scared. Bring it some more.
Man, Q, you started this shit. You been having your arms out, now she got her shoulder out. Mary had her forehead out 2 weeks ago. Listen, man, I don't really like Jerry Springer, but I do like one of his constructs. B, final thought.
Oh, final thought. So yes, as we go into the year 2022, let's continue to work on ourselves. Let's surround ourselves.
What?
2000 what?
You late, homie.
2023. I just said that.
No, you didn't.
See that
we got it on camera.
Go ahead, B. Go ahead.
as we enter into the next year, let's make sure we surround ourselves with good people like Hamp, who we can learn from, and
Like a mad dick on this show, boy.
Oh, God damn it, Mary! Look, nah, goddamn it. Now you been talking all damn show. Let me talk. It's my goddamn final thought. You just sit back and shut the fuck up. Nah,
come on, B.
Wow.
Now we said that I'll get my teeth knocked out. Remember,
Come on,
like y'all
B.
could knock my teeth out.
Man, we're
You
gonna
gotta be nice.
go into the next year. We're gonna love on each other. We're gonna hang around people like Hamp who we can learn from. And we're gonna have a great time. All positivity 2023.
Mary.
Now all right, I ain't gonna respond to certain things because this is recorded. But spicy show tonight. You know, I love all you guys. And if it quacks, it's a duck.
Amen, Mary. Amen, Mary.
Oh, man.
Well,
Yo, Mary, man. Whatever. Listen, fellas, pertaining to the question, man, should we raise our standards? Absolutely. Don't let these women force you to be in a relationship with them. Don't let these women force you to marry them. Take your time. And if she whack, tell her she whack. If she ain't living up to your standards, let her know that immediately. So you ain't wasting your time. Let's get it.
see,
Yo, first and foremost, Happy New Year to everybody. May it be good and prosperous. My point for 2023 is you are the solution to somebody's problem. But you got to find the problem. Be blessed, yo.
Word. Eddie.
Man, it is imperative that women understand that being condescending and low vibrational does not work. If you are attempting to actually garner a relationship with a man, there are things that you need to change about yourself. And for everybody to know, my black ass is from Honduras, not Dominican Republic.
Oh man!
Shout out to the Dominican part of Eddie too. I just want to say, fellas, make sure you stay away from the thotty thoughts and get you a high vibrational woman. Point blank, period.
Word. Asia.
This is love talking. Women, love yourself. Know your standards. Keep your standards high, women. Know your worth. Do not settle for less than what you deserve. And when the right man comes along, he will allow you to be you. He's going to love every part of who you are because you will be the best version of yourself. And make sure he's totally healed. Make sure you both are healed. You don't want to go into a situation where he's a wounded dog and you're healed already.
That's hilarious.
Listen, man. To expect people to be fully,
They won't be fully healed, but
my turn. To expect people to be fully healed is unrealistic, right? But I think people need to be honest and candid, right? And understand where people may have shortcomings and where their faults are, so you can either tread lightly or help them get through those things, right? But you got to know people's buttons. That's really the key. You know what I mean? We really need to do a better job being introspective. You know, I hate corny cliches, but you know, when you point, the other three fingers are pointing at you for a reason, right? So let's look at what we can do differently in all situations. And even when I get in an argument with anybody, my wife, I always can say sorry for some part that I didn't do right. There's always something you can apologize for. Even if you may not be totally wrong, there's at least one piece that you could have done differently. So, you know, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and we out.